I used to get your boy mad.
Who?
Vrabel.
Braves?
I had Braves on skates, baby.
Did you?
Man, come on.
He had long arms.
So I'd make him make a decision. He tried to hold me off with them long arms. Chop, I'm coming to get you, baby.
Welcome to Games with Names. They're Jack and Kyler. I'm Julian Edelman, and we're on a search for the greatest game of all time. On today's episode, we are covering Vikings versus Buccaneers, Week 9, 1998, with legendary fullback, four-time Pro Bowler, and a man that could clear a hole in any crowd, Lorenzo Neal. And we're talking 90s smash mouth football.
I think we're grown men playing a kids game, getting the king's ransom.
The legend of Mike Allstott.
Hey, diddle diddle, Mike Allstott down the middle, 40 coming at you. So
And what he thinks of Harbaugh and the Chargers.
he wants to be physical. He wants to beat you up. Look at Justin Herbert, didn't throw the ball. He just didn't have the weapons.
And then we get into training camp and what it's really like for an NFL football player. In this week's Chill Zone, presented by Coors Light. Gotta stick around to the end. Let's go. Games with Names, a production of iHeartRadio. November 1st, 1998, Raymond James Stadium, Tampa, Florida.
The 7-0 Minnesota Vikings look to continue their pillage of the Sunshine State.
But a gang of salty Buccaneers had other plans. This is the Low Man Wins game. Welcome to Games with Names. Lorenzo Neal, welcome to the Nuthouse. In one sentence, why did you pick this game? Week 9, 1998, Vikings versus the Buccaneers.
You know what? This is a game I liked because everyone knows if you saw the back of 2-1, it was too late, LaDainian Thomas, and everyone knows the Charger years and LT made me. And, you know, I just think that here's a place in Tampa Bay that, you know, Dungy, you have this mystique where you have Mike Allstott, who's huge, personal friend of mine. Both of us were in each other's wedding, and great friend, and you had work done. So I think I was like the forgotten guy. People don't understand that when we played in Tampa, we had two different backfields. One was called Rhino. Rhino was me and Mike Allstott, and Pony was when it was me and Work Done. So it was like Mike had over 900 yards rushing, Work had 1,000-yard rushing. So it was just interesting because we could switch the backs and do a bunch of different deals. So this game against Minnesota was just one of those games we just lined up and said, we're going to take your will and take your heart. We're running downhill. Hey, diddle diddle, Mike Allstott down the middle, 40 coming at you. So we just lined up and said, let's go. So that's why I like that game. They were undefeated, and it was a humbling experience for me.
You know, watching this game and going through it, this was what the football I grew up on was.
Exactly, right?
Just 12, 13 personnel, goal line. You know we're running it. We know we're running it. Mano y mano. Who's going to win the matchup?
Who's going to quit?
Who's going to quit?
Exactly.
And this was the epitome of it, especially this game. I mean, watching, like, we'll get into the game, but this was just fun. I loved Work Done. I loved you as a kid because you were bopping around and everyone saw you because of LT and all the moves and stuff. But this was like the era right before they got really good. The Buccaneers, they had the defense, were trying to get the offense. This is before the Gruden trade. Like, this was just like a huge parallel to my watching of football as a kid. You know, this was my era, 1998. Is this the greatest game of all time, though?
No,
okay,
no, I'm not going to say.
We ask all our guests.
You know what? Don't try. Don't because you're a patriot. Don't. I go way back. Believe it or not, Belichick was my DC when I was with the Jets.
Yeah.
So I've been knowing Belichick forever. I even go back further. Now you're talking about the great, the GOAT. Without a doubt, he's the GOAT. Tom Brady. When you talk about quarterbacks, it's crazy because I knew Tom before he was Tom. I knew Tom when he was just a little kid because Marine Brady, Mo, went to Fresno State with me.
Yeah.
So I was at Fresno State. She's a pitcher, you know, so Tom would come down to Fresno. Tom's little dude. Mo was dating my cousin Charlie Jones.
Yeah.
So it's crazy just how that, how things just come back full circle. And it was an interesting moment. And you ask Tommy this, see if he tells you if this happened. I'm in Cincinnati and we're playing the Patriots. And
what year?
He was sitting because Drew was playing.
Okay.
Bledsoe was playing. He comes over, we're talking. And I was like, man, he's like, it's frustrated, of course. And I said, man, don't get ready, stay ready. I said, you never know when this game changes. And he's, of course, saying, this was having a conversation. And I think it was like a week or two later,
The
Jets, he gets hurt, and Tommy goes. So it was like, I think I had something to do with that. So
Let's go.
So tell Tommy I had something to do with that. I spoke it into existence. Tell him, Tommy, let him know that Lo Neal taught you everything you know.
Early Brady.
Game one of that season against the Bengals. Yeah.
There we go.
Yep.
There we go.
What's your best Belichick story when he was DC and the Jets?
Just him and Parcells had this unique relationship. I remember just the way that they would walk around, and we had Peppers and some crazy guys.
Pep was my coach.
Man, Pep be getting in most that weird. And then Maurice Carton.
Yeah,
these dudes are crazy.
Yeah,
they will MF you. I'm like, damn. I was coming from the Saints. I was like, this place is crazy. How just they were. Adrian Morrell had 1,000 yards. That's one of the years they had it blocked for it. But it was just Parcells. He was so funny. Him and Belichick, this is the way that they pushed those buttons. I remember guys were fighting. He goes, you guys stop fighting. One of you's scared and the other one's glad of it. I mean, it's like you're watching two pillows fight. Just the things that they say. The one-liners. Exactly. So Belichick was always good, and it's always good to me. I even called him a couple of times and, hey, I want to come to New England, man. I need to win a Super Bowl. I'm tired of losing to you guys. You just laugh. But and he's Pro Bowl, of course, the coach. And it's interesting times. It was a great career, but love Belly.
Yeah. What about Parcells? You ever get an ass chewing from him?
Oh yeah. Parcells, if you knew you played a bad game, you just like kind of walk. You know how it is. Belichick the same. He's like, golly, I know every play. Everyone, the media come up to you. Hey, great game, great block, all this stuff. But in your mind,
3 other plays
yes,
that messed up.
Yes,
yeah.
And that night you're going out. You think, dang it, God. I know the meeting. You come in, you drive in, everyone's like you have a good game, and you blocked, you didn't block a guy, you fell down, ran the wrong route, you came out of your break tour, and you know how it goes. And you're like, and these coaches like, oh, you thought you played well? What's this? And just keep rewinding. And you're like, okay, why? Why are you doing this? Okay, coach, I get it. Why are you going to continue? And sometimes you want to say something. It's like, isn't it crazy that you can strangle every one of your coaches? Like sometimes you could whoop them. It's not like you can't kick their ass.
Yeah.
But when they get on you like that, you just feel like a little. It's like, wow.
It's the accountability thing.
Yes.
And it made you
better.
It made you better. I mean, you didn't want to go in and be embarrassed by the boys or in front of the boys. You know what I mean? There's nothing. It's kind of like when your dad, he did something wrong.
Yep.
He didn't say he was mad but he was disappointed.
And just give you the look.
And that disappointment sound or that humiliation in front of everyone, that sticks with you. And that makes you think about it when you're going in and you have to do that goddamn play and you install that play again and you're like, I'm not fucking that thing up again.
Yep.
So I fully agree. Now, when you watch the game nowadays, what's going through your mind compared to how you played almost, when did you retire?
2009. Yeah.
So you played through still brutal era. Because I would say in my career, I went in 2009 to 20. Like at 12, it started changing.
Right.
And that's when you started getting those more flat. You know what I mean?
Right. The game has changed, but I think it's changed because culture and everything has changed.
Yeah.
You think about it, a guy coming across the middle, John Lynch, those guys, they'd touch you up. Don't come in here again.
Yeah.
Guys would, I played the game where I led with my head. If I couldn't play this game right now because I led with it. But you understand they trying to do it for the best to keep you healthy. But it's like just look at the world we live in. High school players now are getting paid. College players are getting paid more than NFL players. And it's like, so you're weakening. And the thing about it is, it's tough. It's just tough because, yes, I understand what you're trying to do and what you're trying to do, but you're also weakening a game. You're weakening men. You're giving people a way out. I think you're changing not just sports, but you're changing the dynamics of who we are and what we meant to be in accountability. Now, if you're whole on accountability, hey, guys want to be traded. Look at the demand to be traded. I want out. And teams have to, go with the flow. So it's like, because you tried to help, now you have given too much away. And yes, do I think you shouldn't be able to use the helmet? No, you should be able to use the helmet. Now, I think we're grown men playing a kids game, getting a king's ransom. And you understand what you sign up for. I think the league needed to do a better job of taking care of the guys afterwards, or taking care of them during, if they're going to sacrifice and do those things. You know that. So just do the right thing and let guys play football. Now, I think it's great that you can't chop guys from the back of the legs now. Offensive linemen used to hit guys. No, I think those things are great. If you're trying to take a guy knee out, no, they'll cut guys, certain things. I like that. But every now and then a good crackback. Come on, Jules. You love that crackback, hitting the guy, and it's just like, hey, hello, and right when he turned, you got. Yeah. I think those things are a part of the game. Certain things, to me, are a part of the game that you shouldn't change.
Yeah, it's tough.
It is.
It's tough.
It is.
But you look at these contracts.
Right.
You got to keep them on the field.
Right, you do.
You got to keep them on the field. Why was the 90s the best football, though?
I think 90s, people were vibing to try to outdo the 80s, because you knew in the 80s is just hard. And the game was starting to change in 90s, certain things, more people wearing knee braces. So 90s was just still the big safety, the guys that would still want to hit you. Ronnie Lott was leaving, and here comes Darius, and here comes the John Lynches. Doc, B-Doc. And it was like, okay, they looked up to those guys. And so you went through those transitions, and then it's like, okay, Troy's gone, Polamalu. So it's like, what safety just brings fear like it used to be? You have a couple. Now I ain't gonna say the guys still don't hit. They're still going after it, but the game is different.
It's very different. But I think my personal opinion is, when you like safeties now, you have to cover tight ends.
Right.
You got to be able to play in space.
Right.
You got to, you know what I mean? Just because these tight ends now are receivers. A. B. Safeties get money taken out of their pocket with big hits now.
Right.
And ain't nobody get paid for how many knockout hits you get.
Right.
What do they get paid for? Interceptions. And these little kids have been farming that since these little 7-on-7s that you get paid if you touch the ball, TFL, PBUs and picks. Right. So they don't even go for the hit no more because you want to get the money.
Right.
Like that's kind of like where that's kind of how, because these guys are huge, fast, strong. It's a little smaller because they're faster. As far as like linebackers, there's 235-pound linebackers now. When I first got in the league, Ray Lewis was 260.
Right.
You know what I mean? But he could move, you know what I mean? But like the game has just changed.
It has.
You know what I mean? And people want those stats because stats turn into dough.
And when you look at the tight end position now, most of the tight ends, you want them, they're too fast for linebackers and too strong for a safety.
Yep.
Because you changed the game. You had safeties that used to be able to cover, but now these safeties, the guys are just too strong. Just pound them, beat them up, so you got to double them. So there's certain things, elements of the game that you have to compensate for because you have went with, more of the hybrids, because it's more sideline to sideline, because teams aren't patient enough to say, I'm going to line up and I'm going to go right at you. And that's why when you look at November and December, teams that usually win usually can run the ball. Even the Patriots, when you guys winning,
that's what we did. And we had James Devlin, and he said hello because he loves you to death.
Oh, y'all, tell Jay what up. And that's what made you guys, everyone thought, the Patriots got Brady. No. They knew that if you put 8-9 in the box, guess what? You were going to hurt people. Walker was going to hurt people. When y'all had Moss going to hurt. So it was like, dare you? But when you run the ball, Corey Dillon, another guy blocked for in Cincinnati, tough, get downhill, can run physical, love. So you guys, everyone talks, no, this was not a finesse team. It was still physical. And that, when you can be two-dimensional, you're hard out. It's a tough out.
And I mean, you look at the last 5-6 Super Bowl winners. I mean, Philadelphia Eagles, they ran the shit out of the ball. Yep. They tried throwing it the first 4 weeks. It wasn't until the bye week that they said, hey, let's run the ball. We have the best running back in the league. We got a best line in the league. And then we'll set up our pass game through play action. You know, you look at, you know, the Rams when they won. They had Gurley. And he was a stud. And they had off the run game.
Right.
You know, we all fascinate to make this such a spread them and shred them game. But still, fundamentally speaking, like, the teams that run the ball, like you said, late in the year are the teams that go on to win the Super Bowls.
And that was
because you can control the game.
Control the game. Now, the Niners were doing that, you know, a couple years ago when they had everything in place. They were still one of those teams. Hell, against the team that we're going to watch, New England, the Vikings, rather. Remember, they threw the ball 8 times.
Yeah.
NFC Championship. I mean, he only threw the ball 8 times. Jimmy G.
Yeah.
You know, 8 passes, the rest was just run. When you can run the ball and just make teams quit because it checks your heart, you just got to be like, man, as a guy, it's 4 yards, 3 yards, and boom, first down. It just kills the momentum. Demoralize the defense.
And even when you're the guy when you're on offense and a team is running the ball on you, it takes you out of your rhythm.
Yep.
It's like when you're sitting there on the sideline, you're going over your plays for the next goddamn drive. All right, we got the
third down. You get ready to go. Offense,
all
go.
right,
First
shit.
down.
Oh, they just got 3 yards. 6. Shower, we're at 6 yards.
Right.
How the fuck can we get out there?
That part.
And that's you know, it is. I mean, when you have a big explosion play touchdown, it's so damn quick. Sometimes you're like, man, we were just on offense. We got our fuel. Let's go.
Right. Right.
No, but it's funny. The game has definitely changed.
I know you interviewed me, but when did you know you belonged? I remember playing it, and I'll tell you mine. You tell me yours. I know it's caught you off guard there, but
yeah, no, I know.
I remember when I was playing with the Saints, and we were playing in Mankato. The Saints, we called it the Cheese Belt League. Chicago Bears, everyone was out there, and in Minnesota. So we're playing against the Chiefs, a little round robin, and Ronnie Lott was on the Chiefs.
That's fucking awesome. You guys had round robin practices in training camp, which is like the greatest reps.
Unreal. It's unreal reps.
Because you get so sick and tired when you're going against your own guys for so long, and they know your fucking tricks, you know their fucking tricks. You get to use your tricks on new guys 2 times.
Can you explain what that means to the audience?
Round robin, they used to have joint practices. We have joint practices now, but it's usually with 2 teams, just 1 and 2. They used to have 3 teams, and so they would circulate and situation all the practices out.
Right.
So you're getting different reps against different teams. It's like a smorgasbord of fucking football.
Right. Like Chicago Bears is there. So we would fly to training camp. We'd practice at the University of La Crosse. And so we'd bus. The Rams were there. Friggin' Chicago, the Bears were there. Minnesota Vikings. So it was like 4 or 5 teams in an area. So one day you're here, they would come to your. So it's just like you got to practice against other teams, and it just made practice that much better.
They never had that in my time.
I know. It was really cool.
That's like some Pop Warner jamboree shit.
Right.
You can see the other team, see what's up.
Right. And it was awesome. I remember, and we went against Kansas City, and we kept running boss. Back on strong safety, boss. And me and Lott was just going at it. I was like, damn, we got to, and kept going. And Ronnie kept looking. I was like, kept going.
This is old Ronnie and the Chiefs.
Old Ronnie.
Still laying the wood.
Still trying to lay the wood. And after practice, he didn't say nothing to me. I saw him look at me, and he didn't say nothing, so I walked off. And, and my coach, Jim Skipper, my running back coach, he was talking to Ronnie, and then he said, hey, Neal, come here. Let me tell you something. Rook, come here, Rook. And he said, 4-2 gave you the ultimate. He said, the man gave you the ultimate compliment. I said, what do you mean? He went over to my skipper, my running back coach, and said, that little 22, whoever that guy is, you got something there.
Yeah.
And that was it. And then he told me that, and I was like, you couldn't tell me anything. I called mom and daddy, run, shut up, coming, baby. But that was kind of the moment that I knew I kind of belonged.
My moment, I would say my first preseason game. In New England, that was training camp. 2 days. We didn't have joint practices yet, or we didn't that year.
Right.
But I was changing positions, and I was mentally just all over the place. Good practice, thinking I'm going to get cut as a 7th rounder. Bad practice, thinking I'm going to get cut. Good practice, I don't know what the hell's going on. Doing the numbers game because you're playing the numbers game, which what the numbers game is when you're a guy on the fence of making the team. you're counting how many running backs are you think the team's going to make. All right, I think maybe 4 or 5. We're probably going to do 6 set receivers, maybe 7 because they got a hybrid special. Like you're playing these number games. And so in New England, which you're accustomed to with the Jets program and Parcells, you're never really told that a boy. When you do your job.
Right.
But you're definitely told when you don't do your job.
Absolutely.
And so going into that first game, a lot of things led up. I was playing a bunch of special teams. Wes got hurt. I was going to start at receiver. This was Tom's first game back off the ACL of 2008. So everyone was kind of tensioned up, with that. And I go out on kickoff, and my first play in my first NFL game, I make a tackle. And then, go out there, and then they go 3 and out or something. And then first punt, I'm returning punts, and there was a penalty. So they reline up, and they punt again, and I house it for 75 yards.
Oh.
And then I had Tom's first catch off of his ACL, and, I had 5 catches. And, before that, I didn't even think I could, play
I get it.
on the team because I was just in such a crazy headspace with, the days of practice, logging this, coaching points, learning an offense, learning a new language because, you know what I mean? So you didn't really get to see it until you threw it out against someone else, and then once I did that, then I was like, all right, man, I can fucking play this game.
Yeah.
I can play. And so
Let's
that
go.
was my moment.
Right.
Yeah.
That's freaking awesome. I love listening to people when their moment or when it, appear that, okay, I belong here. And I think that's awesome, man, because I loved watching you play. I was a fan. Wes, I played with the Chargers. I remember telling Wes, you're going to be in this league. And, he gets cut with Tim DeWhite's there, and it's just like, dude had a house call too. And I was like, trust me, you're going to be okay. They try to bring him back. But, of course, this history, what happened with him. But I remember just watching you play that Super Bowl. I'm there at the game watching it in Atlanta, where you guys played against the Falcons.
Yeah.
The catch you made, and just the way that you go about your business, the consistency. And it's crazy because, guys talk a bunch of junk. And it's like, but people, they take it as we don't, players don't, but other people are like, oh, this guy's racist. When you say, that white boy got some black in him. That white boy can play. You know what I'm saying? It's a sign of endearment.
It is.
And people don't.
I don't take that to offense.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You I got that.
I was proud of it.
You're like, I said, that Bobby Watson.
That's the ultimate compliment from a brother. If he says you play like them, that means he really respects you.
Exactly. And you see him trying to beat you up. And I said, white boy got hard too. I said, they can't take us. And it's just, you watch, you and Wes, and just, you fed off of it.
Yeah.
It's like, and it's like, you ain't letting nobody punk you. And I was like, man, this dude got it. And he's got that it factor. And that's what I think that those things that people don't understand about football, the competitive and what it does and how it brings together in the unity. And people are like, man, oh no, football is, I think it's one of the best sports. And you think about life, military, sports. That's what brought this country together.
Yeah.
Blacks, whites, wasn't able to get along. And then you got sports bringing culture together, forcing people together, and understanding differences, what they like, what they don't, who's who. And you get to realize, man, some of us have the same background, some of us don't have the same background, but you can understand and accept people from who they are. And sports have a huge thing to do with that.
That's true. And that's because there's one common goal. Everyone wants to win, usually. Yep. Or even if you want to just ball out, that's you having to win your play. So that's why it's the ultimate example.
Yep.
Because there's guys you didn't like that you played with, but you respected the hell out of and that you needed. You needed that person.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's the ultimate team game. 11 men have to do their job for 6 seconds. And if one guy fucks up, it could be colossal fuck up for the whole team. If the quarterback throws an interception, it looks like it's the quarterback's fault, but they didn't see the left tackle get beat, or they didn't see the side adjustment that wasn't made by the receiver, or they didn't see inside out from the fucking center. There's all these things that are connected. And that's why it's the ultimate thing to watch.
And it's so crazy, Jules, that you say that, because even a guy you might not like and a guy you might not go to dinner with, when he makes a play, you're yelling, you're jumping, you're congratulating, and that's what people don't understand. You love this game. You love this game. That's what I think that a lot of people don't understand, and what it means to be a professional athlete, or to play sports in general, because it makes you uncomfortable. People that you like, man, I just don't like it, but you like, man, for that moment, for those 60 minutes or whatever it may be, whatever sport, you can put your differences aside and come together, and we have one common goal, and that's success.
But that's usually only for the winning teams.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Because, I mean, the teams that can act as a team the most usually go out and win.
Yeah.
You know, when you get individualized with certain things here and there, that can bring a team away from each other.
That's
you
true.
know, and it ultimately comes from the leadership. Your best players have to be the most selfless player. At least that was the example from where I was.
Yeah.
Our best player, our highest paid player, was the first guy in and the last guy to leave. Guy had everything in the world. 3 Super Bowls by the time I got there. You met him when he was just little Tommy. I met him when he was Tom fucking Brady already.
Right.
And to see how he worked still when he was 10, 11 years in the league, it was like, man, what motivates this guy? And that made the 53rd guy in the team say, fuck, well, if he's working like that, then I have no choice but to work like that. So I think it's all
It
all
goes
connected.
hand in hand. It is.
The team, like, because you look at some of the most talented teams with the best players.
Talent wins football games. Team unity wins championships.
That's it. We got to put that on a t-shirt.
Okay, let's
We
do
put
it.
that.
Me and you, baby. Me and you.
Exactly.
Hey, me and you.
We'll definitely do that. Helvetica, nice little font.
There we go.
I'm more of a Futura guy.
You know what I mean? I like Helvetica. Talking to you, you just spit smash mouth football. That's like such a nostalgia that we all crave. Why do we crave that?
I think we crave it because we know it's right. Like, you know what? You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, you probably shouldn't eat that, and I'm going to go work out because we know that's right. When we take away from those things that are right, it feels good for a second, but you know it's not necessarily right. When you're talking about winning championships and those things, you're like, God, here we're going to go. We got to go run. And, man, he's going to be on me. Belichick's going to we got to do this extra. Man, film study's going to be another hour. Okay, we got all those things. And if he said, hey, take the day off, he's like, you might leave, but you say, was that right?
Yeah.
And I think that's what it is, man. That toughness is about, you know what's right.
My dad always said, life's hard, but it's simple. We all know what we have to do. It's just hard to do it.
It is.
You know, it's not easy for the everyday man to get up at 5 a.m., go work for his family for not much, come back to, a bunch of bills. That's hard.
It is.
You know what I mean? But he knows what he has to do to make his family live that. And that's the example. I give the example of my dad. You know what I mean? That's what he did. So, like, it's hard, but it's simple. We all know what we have to do, But do you think this pendulum of the NFL, I think it's on the sway back with, having more fullbacks, having more smash mouth football, playing more controlling football game through the run game, then getting it's swinging backish because maybe the defenses are small. Do you think the pendulum's going to swing back?
I do on certain teams, because if you look at Baltimore, still run, get hard. They still physical, get downhill. Exactly, Big McCard. I think when you think about a team like the LA Chargers, another Harbaugh brother, you think about he wants to be physical, he wants to beat you up. Look at Justin Herbert, didn't throw the ball a lot last year, play action. He just didn't have the weapons, didn't have a great running game last year. Running backs were injured. Now I think this year with Hampton, who they got, the running back in the draft, bringing in other backs, I think you'll see the Chargers impose their will, because they're going to be physical. So I think when you can be physical, but it's a mindset. When I played fullback, I would be pissed when they said, let's go ace. And I was like, oh, okay.
What is ace?
Ace, 2 tight. Yeah, the 2 tights. Look at this guy. Yeah, right. Ace is 2 tight ends, 22 personnel, 21 personnel is 2 backs, a fullback and a tailback. 22 personnel.
Big boy personnel.
Big boy personnel, exactly. So I took it personal. Even though coaches are main low, it's just what we're doing. We're trying to spread them out, get it. It's like, But I took it personal when I was off the field. I said, I'm going to come in this game. When I come in, I'll make you I'm going to impose my will on linebackers. Anybody's in my way, I'm running this track. Either you going to quit or I'm going to quit. Somebody's going to get out the way. And so that's what you say, what drive, because it's what you need to do. It's what has to be done. You don't want to. Sometimes, should I cut this guy? Should I take? No. I know it's what you're supposed to do, and that's go helmet to helmet. That's face on mano a mano, and it hurts when you get the sting galls into your body.
C7.
Yeah. C4, C7. I get it. I get it. That's why I wore that big cowboy collar, because, man, I always used my head, and it would stop my neck from going back. So it was just like, let's line up. Let's do it. So I think it comes back, but you got to have guys that are willing to make that sacrifice and commitment to run in there and not just try to position block. I want to create a new line of scrimmage. I want to create a new spot to give the tailback a two-way gut.
What goes into the decision on the cowboy collar versus like the neck roll or like?
Yeah, see, the cowboy collar, I loved it because the cowboy collar kind of had my whole head I got a big head. It was heavy enough. So it kind of made it all encompass. The cowboy collar, the neck roll, it can go a little bit further back, and it's a little spongier. The cowboy collar is more firm, and it goes down your back. So that kind of, it's meaner. Yeah. And it's a longer pad, so it's neck roll just tied up to your shoulder pads. Mm-hmm. So when it moves, your shoulder pads move. But this cowboy collar, you put on it's almost a little shoulder pad underneath, so it's long.
A girdle.
Yeah. So it
more
protects you more. Yeah.
The old shock pads. Remember you used to wear those
absolutely. I wore them. I had my little shirt.
Now you don't even wear pads. It's crazy, bro.
Right.
I mean, and I'm a sucker to it too, because I became a receiver and I used to wear the smallest goddamn pads so they couldn't grab me. Get rip and dip. Got to get low, get skinny.
Rip and dip, baby. Get skinny, baby. Skinny.
Watching this game was incredible with you at fullback and all stop.
Oh my God.
Which is neck cowboy collar.
You said rhino. That's rhino.
Yeah, that's rhino.
Pony.
Yeah. I got tingly. I haven't felt that way in a while.
What was the personnel with just Dunn and
regular?
Regular. So that was regular. Pony, you would go in with Dunn.
Yeah.
Rhino, big boys.
Yeah.
Did you ever have all three of you guys out there at the same time?
We might have did when we moved.
Goal line?
Yeah, when you moved Warwick to having motion and out. Yeah.
That's just that's just personnel. You're trying 22. To get like 13, 22, so you can get their defense out there.
Yeah.
Get him out of there. You get a linebacker out, and then you got these two coming downhill.
Right.
You ever get hyped for a rooftop hang, and then the speaker dies 5 minutes in? Yeah, that'll kill a vibe. But hey, choose chill and crack open a Coors Light. We grabbed an empty cup, popped in a phone, and boom, DIY surround sound. Not perfect, but the vibes stayed high. The first cold sip, straight up clutch. Coors Light is a mountain cold refreshment, crisp and refreshing as the Colorado Rockies. So when things go sideways, embrace a chill mindset and make the most the times you choose chill. Choose Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door. Visit CoorsLight.com/GWN. That's CoorsLight.com/GWN. Coors Brewing Company. Golden, Colorado beer. Celebrate responsibly.
Now, you're on Believe.
Yeah, on the Believe Network with Matt Money Smith.
Yeah.
Got to check it out. So me and Money Smith, it's a great show. He's the voice of the Chargers. Money Smith's been working radio and TV for years. It's a great show. Go to Believe, download it, and it's a lot of fun. Also, follow me at Lorenzo Neal on Instagram. And I work with the Niners, too. I do some stuff with your boy John Lynch. I do KPIX Channel 5, and also do a radio show with 95.7 The Game.
So you do stuff for the Niners and the Chargers. So you're dialed with both?
Try to be dialed with both.
Are you with the beat writers? Like you have contacts with all those guys. They're giving you inside info. What are we looking like with the Chargers this year? Let's start out with them. How are we going to be?
You know what? The Chargers.
I'm excited for them.
So am I. I think the Chargers went out. They drafted Mario Hampton. I love him as a running back. This guy can run. He's big, too. He's a big boy, good feet.
He reminds me of the San Diego Chargers Fresno running back. Remember him?
Oh, yeah, Pittman?
No, the big boy from Fresno.
Okay, are you talking about? I know you're talking
like in
about.
The late 2000s.
Michael Turner?
No.
Fresno State.
Fresno State. He had like two really good years, 3 really good years.
He got drafted to the Chargers, number 12 pick. Didn't have
Ryan Matthews.
Ryan Matthews.
He kind of has that same body, doesn't he?
Yeah, but
they're
he's
big guys.
Big guy, big and can run.
Yeah,
can run. I think this guy is going to be the truth. And you went out and got a tight end and haven't played a lot of 12 person. He didn't play on the line in 12, but he can move. I'm forgetting his name. Look, Chargers drafted him, the tight end this year, and they went and got 3 receivers. You have to realize
what receivers? Because Mike Williams just retired.
Mike Williams retired, but you just signed.
I like
Hill.
that little McConkey.
McConkey.
I think he's going to be a great situational receiver for them to.
He's unguardable. He's going to start at X and Z. But you got Gasson as the tight end. Mark Gasson is a tight end, but he's not going to play 12 person. If they do, they're going to detach him. So he can run. He's fast, very athletic.
What do you mean they're going to play 2 tight ends?
They'll play two. When they go 12 though, they'll detach him because he can't block. He's a nightmare.
H.
He can be like an H. And then the 2 receivers, a kid from Carolina. They
got Trey Harris from Ole Miss.
Trey Harris just from Ole Miss.
Condre Lambert-Smith.
That was second round or first round?
Second.
Yeah.
And he's
supposed to fly.
He can fly.
And that'd be good for McConkey and the tight end. If they can get them eating intermediate and you have someone that can blow the top off with the good, run game, then you can get those explosion plays with the guy that can throw them.
Exactly. I think the biggest thing everyone talks about, you losing Bosa, but I think the bigger loss for the Chargers was Poona Ford. Big Poona in the middle was tough, but now Bosa, unfortunately the injuries, so you didn't see him. But I think the Chargers front, Khalil Mack is still playing at a high level. You went out in free agency, made some things happen. So
they feel tough too. Ever since Harbaugh got there, which is it's a very rare thing to have an offensive minded coach have the label of toughness.
Right.
You know what I mean? But Harbaugh has that, and then he brought over. Did he bring over the Ravens guy?
Yeah, he brought over the Ravens.
McDonald. No,
not
he
McDonald.
went over.
He brought over the Ravens.
He went
front
to
office
Michigan,
GM,
and then the Michigan DC that was with the Ravens. What's the Michigan?
Minter?
Yeah, huh?
Jesse Minter?
Jesse Minter is a DC.
DC.
Yep, and then the Ravens, he's the GM now for the Chargers. That he's doing a great job of bringing. That's why they brought a lot of Raven guys in last year. What's his name?
Joe Horse.
They're gonna have. That's a tough division.
It's a tough division.
And the Raiders, like low key,
they got better.
You got Pete Carroll there. There's gonna be something.
Dude, how about this? Harbaugh's the least decorated coach in the FC West.
Yeah.
Pete Carroll won a Super Bowl. Think about all the coaches. They all won a Super Bowl except Harbaugh.
Except Harbaugh.
Isn't that crazy? Think about what look at his decorate. He's a decorated coach, and he's the least decorated coach in that conference. It's gonna be tough.
Would you have liked to play for Harbaugh?
Oh, absolutely. I love Jim. I played for John.
Yeah,
in Baltimore, and well, just making sure I'm an old man.
Your last couple, I believe you said it retired you because they hit so fucking hard in the AFC North.
Yes, my neck hurts right now. Trust me. Yeah, but he was in San Diego at USD when I was with the Chargers, so he would come over to the facility. So I've been knowing Harbs for a while. I'm trying to get Harbs, and he said he might do it. Guess what I'm trying to do? Get Harbs to do. Bring training camp to Fresno, the Valley.
The Valley?
Harbaugh. You listen to this coach. Seriously, he talked about it. I brought the mayor on. Harbaugh was talking about
get that real heat.
Yeah, get that real heat. You want to heat it up? Let's heat it up, baby. Let's go.
Hot.
It's hot down there.
That Central Valley, bro. You put that window down about 104.
Okay. You know about it, baby. 104. That's on a good day, baby. 108, 105. Like, woo.
Dry heat, though.
It's dry. Harbaugh, don't listen to this guy. Come on down to Fresno.
And it'll toughen you up.
And we got the biggest wave pool down there. Not a wave
pool.
Not the wave pool.
Water slides.
No, it's not a wave. It's God. Drew Brees is affiliated with it. What's the name of that? Slater. It's a
Kelly Slater.
Kelly Slater.
Yeah.
We got a big surfboard ranch out there, bro.
You're basically in LA.
In Lemoore, baby. In the L town. So I'm bringing you out. Jules, you're coming out.
I'll come out.
Okay.
Surf Ranch,
baby.
There you go.
I'm bringing it. You heard that? We got the guy. He's coming out. Me and Jules do some surfing. Everybody go surf.
Did you see that meme with Jim Harbaugh? Do you see that one? The meme with him like behind the curtain watching Justin Herbert.
Oh no, I didn't see it. Oh my god, Harbs is great,
dude. He is a fun coach. I almost signed with the Niners.
Did you?
When I was a free agent.
Yeah.
Me and him sat for 45 minutes. And this is when there was like the beef between him and the GM at the Niners. Remember that, all that stuff? And so he goes like, tell me, what do you want? You basically like handling the contract. And I knew like, I'm sitting there like, is this kosher? But we just sat and had a dip and talked football.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, you want a dip? And he's just a football guy.
He is.
He loves the
Guys
game.
love him.
Yeah.
They love him. He gets them
He's
to
a
play.
great man. He could tell he loves his family. He comes from a great family. They just love football, breathe
Jack.
foot.
His dad, Jack.
Yeah.
Jack gives some great stories.
This was going around the internet a lot the other day.
He's so sick. Look at him. That's classic.
What is he doing?
That's so awkward. That's kind of weird a little bit. It's like, okay, Harbs.
So you played for 8 teams. Do you think of yourself as a Charger?
Yeah. You know what? The Saints, the 4 years was amazing. Got drafted there. Believe it or not, I was leading the league in rushing. I went 73 yards, first play from scrimmage against Atlanta Falcons, baby. Took it house call, baby.
Let's go.
And nobody came come get your boy was getting them up and getting them down. I was running fullback in the day. Just letting you know.
Hey.
Just letting you know.
You don't play that long and now have some superpower.
The first week we played against the Houston Oilers at the time, I had like 80, what did I have? 80, 90 yards against the Houston Oilers first week one with the Saints. I think I had like 70 yards on like 10 carries.
Wow.
Your boy. I was.
That's a hell of a yard per carry.
You beat Houston 33-21.
What I run for? Give me some of my stats. I want to know what
Let
low
me get you here.
selfish.
I got you. You had 13 carries, 89-yard rushing with a long of 29.
Come on.
Let's
Also,
go.
13 for 89.
Hey, but you put one on the turf though. Fumble.
Did I?
You didn't.
Why you got to mention that part, bro?
Come on,
I mean,
Kyler.
come on.
Hey, just we're all facts here.
I
Just
mean,
facts.
yeah.
You didn't lose it though. You
That's
recovered
fake
it.
news. I recovered it. Fake news. That's fake news. I fumbled it, but I recovered it. So is it actually a fumble? If I recovered it, I mean, I don't know.
It's not a turnover.
I didn't turn over the ball. Got it back.
That's like the saddest thing when you see a fullback fumble.
I was dotting the I. I was playing tail.
I know, but I'm just saying in general.
I know. It is because you know he's not going to get it hardly again. I get it.
You're like,
Yeah.
He's been waiting for that time.
I've been waiting.
He's been waiting for that for a long time.
I see you get a little Ebonics. He been waiting. I heard that he'd be waiting in there. I could appreciate that, baby. Give me some. You heard him. He'd be waiting up in here.
Some more info on
Give
that
me
game.
some more info.
Warren Moon, he also had 2 fumbles.
He turned him over though.
No, he didn't. But he threw a pick.
Okay.
21 for 32, 241 yards, touchdown, interception, 3 sacks.
Go to next week 2. What your boy do against Atlanta Falcons? So I'm just kind of excited since we're going down memory lane here. I mean, I might as well.
You guys beat the Falcons 34-31.
Hell of a game.
34.
You had
Let's just look at my stats.
You had 8 rushing attempts, 86 yards, and a touchdown with a long of 74.
2 weeks in a row, baby. Your boy's putting
That
it
is-
down. That's insane, right? Then this happened. Broke the ankle. Deltoid ligament, screws, plates.
How?
Scott Case. Remember like yesterday, got a ball, running a sweep, and he's trying to tackle me on my shoulder, and I tried to rip underneath, and he leg whip fell right on my butt. His butt.
With that rule, you can't even do that now.
Can't do it. Yeah.
So if you were playing nowadays, you probably would have never had that. You'd still be you'd be a tailback. still.
Exactly. I probably only played like maybe 5-6 years though, because I ran hard. I ran hard, but the Saints was good team. It wasn't a good team. We were horrible. We were the Aints. The next couple of years was just horrible. Jets was a fun stint. It was 1 year, and they got traded to Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. Jets, we're one game from the playoffs. We played Detroit last week. All we need to do is beat Detroit. Barry Sanders on the team held him under 30 yards the last play, 70 yards.
I remember that.
That play, bro. We would have went
That
to the
was Parcells' first year there.
Yes, I was with Parcells there. Yeah.
And then the next year they went to like the AFC Championship or something.
Yeah.
They were getting ready.
Yeah.
They were a good team then.
Yeah. And then from the Tampa, we've one game from the playoffs that happened there, and from Tampa, where'd they go?
Tennessee.
Tennessee.
You played in the Super Bowl?
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Lost to the Rams
Longest
by
yard.
1 yard. Yep, the
Longest
longest yard.
yard.
That one hurt.
That's what they call that one.
And we beat the Rams that year.
Yeah, I remember.
We went undefeated at home. We didn't lose a game at Adelphia Stadium at the time. Music City Miracle.
Music City Miracle.
Against Buffalo. Yep. I caught that pass.
Yeah.
I pitched it back to Wycheck. Wycheck over to Dyson. Strike up the band, baby. Let's
Strike
holler.
it up. That was
Hey, we
freaking
should have done
insane.
that game. That game's incredible too.
That game was incredible. That's an incredible game. Incredible game. It really was. Blocking for Eddie George. That dude worked
So
hard.
let's go over some of the guys you blocked for. You blocked for some incredible dudes.
Oh, yeah.
LT, LaDainian Tomlinson in San Diego,
Yep.
Work Done in Tampa Bay, Mike Allstott in
Yeah.
Tampa Bay, Corey Dillon in
Dillon.
Cincinnati.
Yes.
Don't forget about Eddie George. He was on the cover of Madden when he was in 10.
EG, but EG was tough.
And Adrian Morel with the Jets,
yeah.
who had 1,000 yards.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you, LT worked hard, but Eddie George worked hard.
Yeah.
I mean, the hard work he did, LaDainian worked hard too, but he was just gifted. The guy who didn't work hard, that would be that I think is still a Hall of Famer, that's unbelievable, everyone just don't, Corey Dillon. You got to see him.
I wasn't there.
I mean, this dude ran hard. He didn't work out. I'm like, Corey, let's go work out. I remember Tuesday, off day, let's go watch film. He did it a couple of times, but Dillon just...
There's always a couple of those guys that just were touched by God.
Touched by God.
And if they maybe just farted a little more.
Right. That part. Just fart a little bit more. Just get a little bit out of you. Coach, buddy, I'm feeling you.
He's had a hell of a career though.
Oh
still.
my
Shit.
gosh. Oh my God. I was played with those guys just like in the Chargers. I mean, and then from Cincinnati, went to the Chargers and blocked for LaDainian, and he was just, that dude wanted to win.
I'll say the name.
Yeah.
You give me one word that comes up to your mind about their running style, playing style, whatever style, anything that just comes up.
Okay.
LT, LaDainian Tomlinson.
Lightning in a bottle.
Work done.
Unhittable. Just you never seen him take a big shot. Just jitterbug. Yeah.
Mike Allstott.
Bull in the China shop. Rhino.
Corey Dillon.
Dillinator. Mean. Angry. I seen the guy knock out a guy playing against, I was on Cincinnati the year that I was talking to your boy Brady. He hit your safety and he ran him over. The safety come and hit, and he was out before he fell on the ground. Corey Dillon knocked him out before the guy hit the ground. He hit him so hard, ran him up. Corey Dillon ran angry.
Not to cut you off, do you think a play like that or that style play against the Patriots, because then Bill brought in Corey Dillon when they won that Super Bowl, you think they see a game like that?
Oh,
And
no
they're like,
question.
I want
100%.
1,000%.
1,000. That was
1,000.
Yeah.
He knew Corey had something. He knew
And he loved. He talked about Corey all the time. And I was on the next generation.
Yeah, right. But you missed Corey by like 2 years.
I was, yeah, but I was in a completely that was
Right.
by that time
Right.
it was a new team.
It was, okay, yeah.
The only thing we had Tom,
Right.
And a couple of the guys, Falk, Teddy was there for a little while, and he had some key pieces. But he used to talk about Corey Dillon.
What did he say?
He would say shit like, "Look, you're no freaking Corey Dillon."
Because he knew Corey, because Corey wouldn't practice. He knew Corey was just like,
Yeah.
He didn't know on the game day.
He would use Corey as an example to some other one who wasn't
thought he was
that good. Yeah.
who thought he was a prima donna.
Yeah.
You're no
Look,
Corey
you're no
Dillon.
Corey Dillon.
And he said the way you said that's Belichick right there. You're no Corey Dillon. Get out of here. Give me a
Like,
break.
we're not on the program. Sat for 12 years and watched him this close.
Right.
It's fucking, I know every mannerism of that
That's still,
fucker.
boy, that was crazy right there. That was crazy.
Let's get back to Eddie George.
Eddie George, hard worker, dominator.
And that's crazy because he was a specimen too.
Specimen. Dude, we went and ran the hills together. I went and
He's
ran
like, I would say Derrick Henry is kind of like in that
Yeah.
that realm. They don't run the same because
No.
he had higher knees.
Right.
But like just the sheer fact that like I know Derrick Henry works his ass off. I see these videos. You see him like
He pulling, Derrick Henry works.
he
hard.
works.
He works.
And he's doing all like the very like new age stuff where all his pliability, flexibility. This guy I heard like he's a monster, and that's what you probably thought of Eddie George in those days.
Yeah. And Eddie wasn't as talented as like Corey, more talent. LaDainian, way more talent. Adrian Morel, jittery, nice shakes, sit you down, not run hard, but he'll make you miss. Just boom, one of those guys. I'm in and out.
Yeah.
But Eddie was the guy that I'm just gonna go. Here's who I am. but I'm just gonna give you everything I got. I mean, the guy was tough.
Yeah.
He was tough, could run, had speed, but just that different type of tough.
Yeah. I remember there's that one run that's like iconic of him pushing a guy and breaking the tackle.
And just,
you know what I mean?
Just grit.
Like no quit.
No quit.
No quit.
He's going to give everything he got.
Can you break down each of their running styles?
I think that when you look at Corey, Dylan was explosive. Big, strong, and could deliver a blow. So he was a punisher. Eddie was more that Clydesdale, that freaking Missouri chalk fire. You just knew here's 4 yards in a cloud of dust. And every now and then, if he broke, he could hurt you. But he was just Eddie 6'4", 6'5".
Yeah, big.
So big guy that's more straight ahead. Yeah, he can give you one cut and get north and south. He's just going to impose his will.
Yeah.
Wear you out. Age Morrell, just shifty. He's going boom up, and it's that boom. Work done was shifty, but still smooth. He's so low and elusive, hard to hit.
Out of the backfield,
slip, going to shake you up. And LaDainian Thomas was just lightning in the bottle. He can beat you on an angle route. He can beat you with speed. You never took a big shot. He'll sit you down, and he's out. And he did it effortlessly. I mean, this guy could run a post. You could line LT up as a receiver. He probably could have started receiver. You motion him out, linebacker. You have no chance.
He's like Falk.
Him and Marshall is kind of the same type of mentality.
Did you play with Sproles?
Rosie, the little water bug. I called him a jitterbug. I called him a water bug.
So I think that's what everyone called him.
Yeah.
We used to have a route. The angle route was called the Sproles route because he was so dominant at it.
And Sproles,
He would hit you with a two-way go.
you
Across your face.
He was.
And then he would go because
Think about and that one of the reasons that West, because you had Sproles and West. I mean, West was started with the Chargers.
yeah.
Think about it was him, it was LaDainian, Michael T. Our backfield was nasty.
It was.
Mike Turner. I don't know how in the hell you didn't beat us, but that's the thing. Talent will win football games, but a team wins championships.
What's up with these? Dude, I was just with Antonio Gates, and my guy still to this day can't take that 14-2 season. I'm like, Tonio, I wasn't on that team.
I know. But
he goes, I can't believe. He just sounds the same thing.
Because it's you. Because you just breathe everything Patriots. It's the Patriot way. And it's like, dude, McCree, if you're watching this, sucker, why didn't you just fall on the ground? I mean, we're winning the game. And all they do is catch the ball. And it's fourth, the third, they throw a Hail Mary, right? McCree intercepts it. Oh, we got 21 on offense. It's only 4 minutes. Oh, fall down. We'll give the ball to 21 and we'll run the clock. He tries to run it back and gets stripped.
Troy Brown.
I'm like, why?
You know how many times that we watched that damn play?
Just for what not to do. It's like what?
No, for what to do on not giving up on a play.
Right.
Bill used to always emphasize that, like going into playoffs, he'd have a cut up of like old Patriot stuff. Look, we were out of this game. Troy fucking Brown didn't think so. Game's over. No. Troy got it. You know what I mean?
Yes. Oh my God. This is great. You got to do stand up.
No. I tried that once.
How'd that work out? Like a fart in church?
Okay.
It was actually all right.
Okay.
It was all right. I was just terrified.
Yeah.
I went to the Comedy Store. I did the roast.
Oh, okay.
That Tom Brady roast.
Yeah. Remember? Yeah.
And so I went and practiced it. And that shit's hard. Those guys you got to be. And it's like, you got to be able to like tell a story and like formulate.
Right. And be able to go, where you're going, bring it. Yeah. In, out, weaving.
Those dudes are smart.
Weaving.
The entertainer, like you start dipping into other people's worlds.
Right.
You know, we were blessed and fortunate enough to go at the highest level of what we did.
Yep.
So it brings a perspective and a respect for all the people that do what they do at the highest level.
Well said.
You know what I mean?
Hey, pull up how many yards LaDainian. See, you got me. Now you're on this game. Pull up how many yards LaDainian Tomlinson had against the Patriots. But see how many he had in the first half.
Okay.
The first half.
The AFC champ or divisional round.
Yeah,
right?
divisional round. Dude, the first half, and your coaches did, but sometimes I believe this. All things being equal, players make plays, coaches make decisions that help determine the outcome of games. If all things being equal, Players are going to make plays. If you got Edelman and you're going to say, I'm going to play press cover, I got you, Jewel got you, and going to play press coverage and put you in the slot, you as a player, you're going to make a play. The coaches, they have to determine the game. Play zone. Give this guy, take it away. Let's bracket this guy. Let's make him look somewhere else because you're going to beat that. That's a coach making a decision that's going to determine the outcome of the game. On that particular game, I think coaches are going to make plays. Players are going to make plays, but coaches make decisions that determine the outcome of the game. That game didn't have to be close. How many yards did he have in the first half? I don't have it yet. If you look at LT, what he was doing in the first half, and then how we just went away from the run game, it was like, this is not who we are.
Yeah.
And I think it got so close.
Yeah, I hate bringing him up all the time, but Bill used to say that shit all the time. He used to say, players win you games, coaches lose you games. Meaning you have to make the plays, we can fuck it up. Which is true. It's what you're saying.
Yeah.
That case you thought
I know one that you would agree on. I'm not saying it would have happened, but that Super Bowl, you guys playing against Seattle. I'm not saying it, but it's not saying y'all would have lost. But if you give the ball to Marsh, at least lose with him. Lose with Tom Brady throwing it to you. If you drop the pass and Tom's going to you and you drop, guess what? Would people be pissed off to you? Yeah, but they said he went to the guy who's been dependable. You know what that's all I'm saying. Why do you sometimes a coach say, I'm going to outsmart everyone else?
Well, they didn't outsmart. The thing is, they had that tendency. They showed that like same matchup. We got beat by that play in practice by our scout team 15 times. I remember vividly sitting on the sideline because or at Super Bowl practice, usually you're always doing something with the other team. But the last couple practices,
you watching, you honed in.
We're honed in on the defense to see how they're doing. They're honed in on us, and we're sitting there, and they were getting creamed by that damn play. And it just so happened that because they knew that if they put that personnel group in, that there was like a spike that they would play that play. Like, wow. You know what I mean? So if you watch
that's coach make a decision. That's a coach make a decision to determine the outcome of the game.
So that's the whole, like, on the sideline when, Belichick's looking at Carroll.
Yeah. Waiting for him to blink.
Waiting, and he didn't call a timeout, and he sent that personnel group because that's the play that they thought they would probably maybe get.
Wow.
So there's always
it's
crazy. Chess.
Yeah.
But we were getting smoked by that play. Yeah. And we had another corner in, and he ended up getting benched, and they brought in Malcolm, who was a undrafted free agent, who was actually a fucking stud. Like all year that year in practice and everything. He had a long, strong arm. He was physical at the line of scrimmage. And we had Browner, who came from Seattle, who was a long guy. And on that play, the coaching point was, Browner, you blow him the fuck up. And Malcolm, you break.
You go get it.
Because they didn't run outside ever. They never went like a two-way go. I'm gonna slant or go out to the flat. I mean, we watched it.
Slow motion. It was like you saw him.
But it was insane that he actually executed it as a rookie on getting put in the game second half of the Super Bowl. Browner doing his job. That was
do your job. That's what
people don't really remember is the play right before when Dante Hightower took on a guard and tackled Marshawn Lynch in the hole on the one. That's what saved the game.
Right. True.
It's always the plays within the plays.
No question.
So I had to do it manually. So in the first half of this game, which is just to clarify, is the 2006 divisional round game where the Patriots beat the Chargers 24-21.
Yeah.
In the first half, LaDainian Tomlinson had 79 yards and a touchdown.
Second half.
Oh, no. Okay.
No, because that just
goes
I can
minus
what's
it.
the
I can minus
just tell me the total.
Yeah.
So
his total was he had 123 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns. He also had 2 receptions for 64 yards.
Half, he didn't. Second half, he barely. I mean, he touched the ball maybe like 6 times, 7 times. It was just he was in that mode. He was ready to go. A guy just wanting the ball, and we just didn't do it.
Well, you guys were up.
We were up.
See, that goes into the That goes into the, do you go out and win it, or do you go out the 4-minute offense, which you're the closer in?
That's what Shanahan did that. Shanahan did that against you guys. He said, let's go kill him. Let's knock him out. So he said, let's throw the ball instead of just like, look, when you
Sometimes you try to you outsmart yourself.
And he does that a couple of times. And that's what he,
You're talking about with the 28-3.
Yep.
Yeah.
28-3. You guys just, okay, let us stick around. Look what he done in the Super. And there's been signs that they've done it with their Niners. Instead of when you're up, he wants goals for the juggler. And I understand.
I do too. But, you got to learn from these because he has had that track record. Their teams, Kyle Shanahan teams are always really great teams from ahead. They're
Right.
front-running teams, meaning like when they play the game they want to play, when they
trouble.
get their run game going, you can't beat them.
Can't.
But if you throw a little rock in that pond and you start loading that box and making them get in that drop back pass game, you start doing all those things, the numbers haven't looked good as far as that.
I'm with you.
I also need to apologize to LT. He had an additional 64 yards receiving in the second quarter as well. 2 receptions for 64 yards. Yeah.
Eating.
58 yards all in one.
20 in the first half.
79 plus
Now is
64.
I'm
143
the
in the
other
first
side.
half.
140. Yeah,
Total.
first
I'm gonna
half.
ask from the other side though. Now, is that like halftime adjustments didn't go down in San Diego Charger locker room and there were in the Patriots, or is it,
You know what?
that's what some would say on the other side.
No, I get it. Nothing happened. We just stopped running the ball. LT, when you watch in the second half, he was still able to eat, but they didn't. They just said he wasn't the focal point.
Yeah.
You didn't. That's all. And the coaches got it. They just
You start getting scared.
Ball start not tighten up.
You know
what pressure do to a pipe? It'll bust it.
Pressure can do two things. It either makes a diamond or bust your pipes. That's what my pops always said.
The boys are back in town. That's right. We are back in Boston for another live show, an evening with the Nuthouse. You thought last year was wild. This year is going to be bigger and better. We got Gronk, myself, plenty of special guests, and surprises in store August 28th at the MGM Music Hall at Fenway. Tickets on sale now. It's going to be a blast.
Who's a current lineman or linebacker that you would love to have a battle against in this day and age football?
You know what? I would have loved to play with a guy like Trent Williams.
Trent Williams.
I love the Niners. Just mean, I would have loved running power to his side. I knew he was going to, and just, hey, diddle, let's go. I'm coming down the middle. Because I know he was going to wash, and I'm like, okay, it's just me and the linebacker. I love, and their guy, I used to get your boy mad.
Who?
Hey, coach now for you guys, Patriots.
Vrabel. Braves.
I had Braves on skates, baby.
Did you?
Man, come on.
So were you were whamming, or were you
just
his
running,
boss?
running power. Running power because he's playing outside backer. Outside backer. So I'd make him make a decision. He tried to hold me off with them long arms. Chop, I'm coming to get you, baby. So I love
long arms.
Long arms. He's a good backer. But Teddy was just smart. He would never, he would just know how to get down, and he knew how to just fall, make a pal. Bruce, I mean, you guys had some smart guys. Guys just knew the game.
Played their roles.
The technique that they play is like, they knew. They ain't gonna try to be tough man. I'm gonna do what I can do. Like
two gap. I play offense, baby. And I heard that so many.
Yeah.
We're fucking two gapping here.
Right.
Get your arms out, shed blocker, and go.
Oh my God. Yeah.
But it's interesting because I was there for 12 years. So like we'd have like a free agent DN come in, and guys didn't realize that playing on that defense wasn't about your stats, wasn't about this. It was everyone had their role. And if you were a pass rusher and you weren't setting the edge and you're getting blown up in the run game and you only thought you were playing on third down, they wouldn't fucking play you. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you're a linebacker that, guessed and did stuff and gambled, because you know how the linebackers, they could try to shoot the gap and then all of a sudden that's 30 out their ass.
Right.
You know what I mean? You weren't there. That's how crazy, that was the unity of that team. Everyone played on a string.
Right.
Very similar to when you watch those Seattle, like Legion of Boom, just for guys, for me, that I went against. Those defenses, man, that are on a string where everyone's fucking on the same communication. Everyone's doing their job. Those are the hardest defenses to play,
Right.
because no one's making a mistake.
Mistake.
We always used to eat guys that made a mistake because Brady would always see it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They try to do too much.
But it's the team that, and I always used to hear our defensive coaches say, you know, it's not about yards. You guys can have yards. This is points. Let's fucking slow them down. Let's make them go 12 fucking plays.
Don't make a mistake.
And let's practice our red zone defense and try to only give up 3. Because can they do that 5 times? Can they do 12 plays? And like, that was what I always saw just from an offensive guy watching in team meetings of what our defense was always doing.
No question. And that when you have a team that make them sustain drives, it's hard to do, and they'll get impatient.
Because people get impatient. Everyone wants to be a video game player.
Absolutely.
You know, and recently Belichick goes on and talks about what was Brady's greatest quality, that he always got us in the right play. Never made the bad decision. Like, that's, if you do the right, like as a young football player, when I was an older guy and young guys were like, yo, what do I need to do? I say, know to line up, know what the defense is doing, and know your personnels and all your shit. If you know what to do, you're already beating like half the guys.
Right.
Now, not knowing what you need to do, but knowing what's going on, the concept of the play, why we're doing this, we're high-lowing this backer, if you know what to do against what you probably going to do, that's going to like half the battle. Then you can use your athletic traits once you know those things.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I mean?
No, you're 1,000% right. I no 1,000. I would love. You're talking who I'd love to play now. It's Fred Warner. I think Fred Warner's a guy. I love watching him play. But if you hold if this guard can do his job and block down the 3 technique and let it just be me and you, I think I'd have had my way with Freddie.
Ooh.
He's taller. He's taller.
You're built
I get
in
it.
Pad level. You're
Yeah.
low.
Oh yeah, I remember Urlacher. I said just give it to him.
Yeah.
I mean Ray. I told Ray. I used to give it to Ray. I'd give it. So those guys are 6'2", 6'3". Now Al Wilson gave me problems. Zach Thomas gave me problems.
London Fletcher.
The little sucker was tough. London was.
But what did he give you problems?
He gave me
was
problems.
two low guys trying to get at
Yeah.
it. Who's getting liable?
And that's what's hard. London gave me problems. 56. London gave me problems. Zach Thomas low, hard to get to. And I'm like, God, Ray tall. I could get to him, but yeah. Those little shorter guys gave me problems. I love playing against taller linebackers that I could get underneath. So
Who's the hardest to block?
Believe it or not, Jesse Tuggle. I went way back. Atlanta Falcons. He was tough. Short guy, played linebacker. And Al Wilson was tough. Because I would say if you said the two tough was probably Al Wilson. Old school would be Jesse Tuggle, but Al Wilson played with Denver Broncos, and Zach, because they were short and I couldn't get under, because I'm a shorter guy and it's hard to get underneath them. Guys that played high. So those two gave me the most, I think gave me fits.
Now, if there's a young fullback out there trying to get through this crazy world that they call football because they barely have any more fullbacks.
Right? You're right.
What is the one thing that what's like the one bit of advice that you give for the fullback? Like if you're going to be the team, because that's a badge of honor. Because if you're on the team and you're a fullback, like you ain't have no backup. You don't have a backup. You got to know a lot of shit. It's like a mentality thing. My fullback, James Devlin, like the fullback was always like the first guy in the locker room, fucking smelling salts while he's squatting, like drinking cement for fucking breakfast. Like that's what but that was his job.
Right.
He had to show that like I'm part of the toughness team and I am the toughness team. What's your advice for the fullback, the young fullback trying to come in and make his way on a team?
I think the biggest thing is walk lightly but carry a heavy bat. I didn't need to be anyone's friend. I said, we just work together. I'm not your friend. We just work together. We got, you can buy yourself some friends. You have to be mean. You have to be physical. Fullback to my advice is like, it's some technique to it, but it's like guys do not want to hit and head on. When you see me coming and you see me, you have to make a decision. My advice to fullbacks, if you want to make this game come back and fullbacks become an integral part of this game again, you have to be fearless. You have to run in there whether it hurts or not and say, I'm going to win this battle. I'm talking about cutting the leg. When you block up and through. If you're going head to head, when you hit, you dip, you lift, and you create a new line. When you stalemate as a fullback and you stalemate and the linebacker stops you in a hole, you make the tailback now stop his feet. You have to say, I'm going to hit you, I'm going to stay lower, and I'm going to push you out of the way. If you can push and create a new line of scrimmage, now you give the tailback a two-way cut. That's what I knew when I played fullback. I could see the safety coming down. And I knew if the safety came down, he was playing force, trying to knock the linebacker, make it spill inside. I said, if you know that, if I could get to his inside shoulder, throw my head across, now you have LaDainian safety and linebackers playing air because you created that space. So it's about knowing your job, attention to details, and play the game physical.
That's what you know what? I couldn't agree 1,000% more. I'm not a fullback, but I just always hung around fullbacks.
Oh.
and I remember when, James ended up fucking like having a neck problem because that's what you had. And I would explain to the new fullback, okay, this is going to happen. This is what this has to happen for you to be a proper fullback. You have to have neck problems. You have to go in and literally look like you don't care about your body.
You don't.
Like that, and that's what because then we'd have some other new fullbacks come in. They try to go with the chest first. You know what I mean? I'm like, dude, you got to have at least 3 concussions before camp is out for you to be a right fullback. And I'm sorry for the whole concussion talk, but whatever.
I'm with you. I did neck bridges all the time. I would do neck. I had a harness where I put the chain
in the neck,
the neck. Do that. I did neck all the time. I'd go back in the offseason. I wrestled at Fresno State. I was ranked number 3 in the country. Wrestling. Me and Stephen Neal, we always
talk.
That's
my boy.
Oh, hey,
I love Steve. Oh,
he is a sort of his son wrestles. I see him all the time in Bakersfield. He's a good guy with the state tournament. Me and him talking. He's like, me and him never tussled. We never tussled because he was a bad boy.
Oh, he beat Brock Lesnar in the World Championship.
Yeah, Stephen was tough. I played with Steve. Stephen was tough.
I played with Steve my first 2 years, and they had to strap his shoulders on. Yeah, he has such bad shoulders, and he would still go out and dominate. Because he was so athletic and he knew how to use
leverage. Yeah. Wrestling brought. No one could take Steven.
Yeah,
Steven. He was.
That's a very undersold story. How crazy of a story that is. He didn't play college football.
No.
What makes wrestlers just a completely different breed of human being?
Without a doubt, you can't quit. I can blame the quarterback. I can blame the lineman. I can blame receivers. When you wrestle, it's just you and another individual out there. It's one-on-one. You shake hands, and you get to feel what a man is. And it's like, are you going to let him dominate you? I've never in my life been pinned. My senior year, I was 42-0, 29 and 30 pins. Wrestling was like, all right. I would go to college. I didn't want to wrestle in college. My dad said, you're still going to wrestle. Jim Sweeney let me play football at Fresno State, and I wrestled. I was ranked number 3 in the country. I placed 7th. I was an All-American. But it was just the burn. You could quit. You're in there on a double leg, got a single leg in there, and the guy comes across with a cross face, and you could cower and let him and give up the 2, or you just let that cross face and you suck that thing in and you turn the corner and you take him down. You get on top and you start hammering. You come in for that double leg and you pick him up and just slam him. I mean, wrestling that one-on-one, I loved it. As I hated it, but I loved it because I hated losing more than winning. Yeah, I hated when the whole football team come into that gym and everyone come watch the heavyweight and it's like Low Neal and it's like, I played football, running about Fresno State. I was the guy. And now you got to go out and wrestle and all this recruits, gyms, they bring the recruits in to watch me wrestle. You know the pressure? It's like, I can't go out in front of my boys.
Yeah.
Not in front of boys. So wrestling that one-on-one, that's what makes it different. That's what makes it unique because people will get to see if you had that QUIT in you wrestling. So I think that's what makes it different. And that's what made me play as long as I did in football because it's like, dude, you can't beat me.
Yeah. And great flexibility and shit, too.
Yeah.
Helps. Hips.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff.
You'd have been a good wrestler. You got that the mentality.
That's they always ask me, but it was always during basketball season.
Okay.
I would hoop a little.
Okay.
But I never wrestled. My brother wrestled,
Okay.
but he didn't hoop. Mount Rushmore of fullbacks.
Oh man, I you know what? Me and Mike and Moose, we talk about it. We know there should be a guy in the Hall of Fame. I look at guys like Larry Centers, one of the best receiving fullbacks that ever played the game. Sam Gash, I love Sam. Played at New England too. Sam tough, get downhill. Max Strum played with Seattle. You're talking about guys that I talk about that I just love the way they played. Of course, Moose Johnson. Yeah. Moose, what he did for Emmett. That's why Emmett loved him. Moose Johnson's tough. Mike Allstott, I think, was the best running fullback that this league have seen because he could play tailback, he could play fullback. So I think that all of us had our unique kind of own talent that made us unique and dominant in our own profession. So like Larry Centers, you said who's the best receiving fullback that probably ever played the game? Probably Larry Centers, and
Tom Rathman's in there?
Tom, oh yeah, Tom, you got to put Tom in there.
I love Tom.
Oh, Tommy.
Rathman
44. Oh yeah, Tommy, yeah, and John Riggins, but I don't know if he was really fullback or tailback. Franco Harris. So, but Tommy Rathman, I love Tommy. Tommy could
he was like the first one getting out the backfield,
and you post split backs. Him and on Roger Craig. Love Tommy. Tommy Rathman. I love Tommy Rathman. He's definitely in there.
Yeah,
definitely in there.
Tony Richardson.
Thank you, T. Rich. Kansas City Chiefs, T. Rich, man, I love Tony Richardson. I mean, it's some guys. Max, I don't know if you remember this guy who played, and I don't think he gets the respect is Corey Schlesinger. See, nobody talks about. He has the hardest head. I'm playing kickoff return. He's playing kickoff team. Corey points at me on kickoff. He's running down the field. He points at me, coming down, and I'm like, oh God. You know what I mean? What does that mean?
Old kickoff.
Yeah, old kickoff.
50-yard sprint. You got to wait for him at the wedge.
You got to wait. And when he points me out, I'm like,
and you can't cut.
You can't cut. I'm like, okay, let's go. And we just hit boom. And boom, we both were dizzy. And it was like, and he looked, all right, now look, yeah, let's go. My neck was hurting, but he that was so. I love Corey Schlesinger, man. Played block for Barry Sanders, in Detroit Lions. Corey, good old country boy. So
won a national championship with Nebraska.
Yeah, Cornhusker baby.
On.
I love Corey. So there's a lot of guys that I'll be remiss. I'm probably missing some guys that
got Jimmy
after.
in there too. James Devlin, I got to throw him.
Yeah, Dub. Yeah.
We took short yardage and goal line like to heart. Like they used to like Scarnecchio and all in the line like that. I remember because we'd always be in the install meetings and stuff, and they fucking took that shit to heart.
They want to get your boy in the field. They loved it,
We carried a fullback my whole career. Yeah. It was a huge part of our team. Now, you said you talk with Moose. Are you guys? Do you have a fullback text chain? Is there like
we don't have a
fullback text chain?
Right. No, we just we pick up the phone every now and then. We chop it up. Mike, I talked to last week, Allstott, and I go out to his golf tournament every year, and the guys get together. And Sam, I go play Sam Gash, play golf and stuff with him, and guys just talk. Larry Centers, talk to Larry LC, man. Shoot, the guy caught 100 passes as a fullback.
Yeah.
I mean, he was pretty amazing.
That's insane.
Right? 100 balls as a football. So I think he had over close to 1,000 yards too. Yeah. So that's pretty good for coming out of the backfield and moving around. So it was it's those guys they mean a lot, and I love the fullback position. It's unfortunately that it's a dying breed, and I think the league only cares like 4 or 5 in the league, but hopefully it'll come back, and because I think it was a position that should be respected. It's a position that I'm glad that Harbaugh the Harbaugh boys are making it more prominent again. And what Cal Huschtek, what he does for the Niners. Juice is he's a great guy, great person,
utility guy too.
So cut you, stat,
versatility,
can run routes, gets open, and the dude is he's a good man. Love that guy.
Let me throw some love on Larry Centers real quick.
Little Larry,
1995, he had 101 receptions for 962 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1,216 total yards. And then 1996, he had 99 receptions for 766 yards, but 7 touchdowns.
Ooh. Little Larry, man. Larry, LC was the man. Larry was the man. That's what you got to do. You got to make fullbacks great. And we got to the promotion. Let's get one of these guys in the hall.
We got to. There's got to be a fullback in the hall.
Exactly.
You're up there.
Exactly. You
need to be in the hall.
We got to get some.
Do you guys not like in all of our research? It generally says Jim Brown is considered a fullback.
Right. It's got
do you guys not claim him? Or is it complicated?
It's complicated because, like Franco Harris, they say he was a fullback and tailback. But, so that's why, like Moose has said, I should be in. I told Moose you should be in. Mike has said I should be in. I mean, Sam Gash, you ask those guys,
they should be.
They'll tell
That's
you.
a huge part of it's the story of the game.
Right. And it was a huge part, like you said, in 80s and 90s and earlier. And
still, I mean, the teams that are winning are using them.
Yeah. So
what's the relationship between the fullback and the running back?
It's great dynamics.
Yeah.
I mean, every tailback that I was able to block for, LaDainian, I was privileged and honored that he chose me to induct him into the Hall of Fame. So I was very humbled by that position. Yeah, and dude, he could have, took Drew Brees and all these different other guys that are that were worthy of it, and Eddie George, we still talk. Guys have a great relationship with, and you're there for them. You want to make sure you protect them. You want to make sure, hey, look, this is what I'm thinking. Go watch film together. I think the fullback and tailback relationship is unbelievable.
Now, when you're with some legendary running backs.
Oh, yeah.
And they had some legendary seasons. Any legendary gifts?
You know what? I remember Eddie bought all the lineman ATVs. And, and I said, Eddie, and the year after I was gone, wasn't there. I said, where's my ATV? So I messed with him and gave him a hard time. So Eddie, I'm still waiting for the ATV. No, but he took dinner and bought me a bunch of stuff and watches and gifts and stuff. So, yeah, they do. They take care of they do. They take care of their guys who take care of them.
Now, you used to do powers, bosses. Did you wham at all? You ever?
Yeah.
Well, can you explain the difference of each of the things that each of the assignments you had?
Yeah, absolutely. Would say like we had for instance.
So you had a wham. What is a wham?
A wham is usually when the 3 technique, the guy over whoever position,
the big motherfucker in the middle, and the guard flashes him like I'm blocking, and he slips him and lets goes to the second level up to the linebacker, and now the big guy in the middle comes through and he thinks he's got it wide open, and I'm right there to ear hold him, pop, and get him. So that wham is you against tackle.
Yes.
Bam
is either when I can line out like the X or the Z, and they can motion me in, and that's kind of when the crack. I did that to Dwight Feeney. That's kind of how we did the crack.
Yeah.
And
so that's when you're getting like an outside linebacker
or the DN, and that's
edge.
And we call usually like 90 or 70 crack or toss crack.
We used to call it Gator.
Okay, Gator.
TNG.
Yeah, okay, and we'd come down and hit that defensive end. Dwight Freeney, I got him, had him. The year they went 13 and we're the only team to beat them, I think. 13.
Yeah.
13-3.
13-3. Yeah, you got to pull that one. I was getting Freeney.
So what's boss?
Boss means a boss is when when you pitch the ball
back on safety.
Back on strong safety. Yep. So boss, it usually you have the guard tackle pulling around. He's kind of guard and tackle. They're pulling around, cleaning up the linebackers, turning in, and it's usually boss back on safety, the Z or the X when you're going. He's coming down, blocking and cracking, and it usually opens up the safety and the fullback. So boss, I love boss
because they're a little smaller.
Yeah, boss. I knew they were going to try to cut me, and if they stayed up on their feet, they had no chance.
No shot.
No shot.
Power
is that's when that 40 and 60 power, 40, 60 power, whatever it is, 60 or 70 power. That's when you have a down block. The fullback is running the track. He's going where the tackle was. The tight end, he's blocking down. Usually the guard is pulling. So, and then power, I'm kicking out the end or whoever the end man is on the line of scrimmage.
Could be a linebacker, could be a
defensive
edge guy.
end. It could be an edge guy. that your power and you're just going boom. That's where it's power because you got two guys at power. They're blocking down. It's a pull and fullback at the point of attack.
What's another one?
I love ISO.
ISO, and that's you in the middle.
Me in the middle linebacker. ISO was my bread and butter because the guards fans like he's showing pass, and boom, the hole usually opens up. Linebacker takes a step back and he realizes it's lead, and he's got to come make a decision. Love lead, love power, lead, love ISO.
ISO,
yeah.
And so is that all of them?
Yeah, you know what? You had that, or you had
that, that's what you got to. You young fullbacks.
Yeah.
There's 6.
Right.
6 plays that you have to just not give a fuck on about your body.
Yeah.
That's all. That's what fullback is. That's why you say it's about the quit.
Right.
Because you know the 6 plays.
Right. Right. And then we had
Hey, you ain't going out. You ain't gonna get a hitch.
Right.
You gotta earn the hitch.
Right, exactly. And you'll get rewarded every now and then. You do your job and then you have, like Bob. Bob is back on backer. So that's when the weak side play, where it's like me blocking the will backer, the guy in the bubble. So guards covered, you're inside. Guard uncovered, you're going outside, because the guard, if he's uncovered, guard can go up to the backers. That means you got to go out the outside backer.
So we got to when we're cutting all this up, we'll have an example of each of your explanation.
Okay.
With a film cut up of it. It'll be fun.
Okay. Yeah. I can't wait to
see. Like what you like, we'll cut all this shit. We'll cut it and splice it. But we'll see if we can get all the Bam, Boss, Bob.
Okay.
It'll be fun. That'll be that. Like,
remember
you said the Ty Law.
See if we can license the footage.
Oh, I know. Can we not do that yet?
No, not yet.
Don't we still do it?
Not yet. I got a question for you. So we've talked about all the different running backs that you've blocked for. Now, do you have to change or adapt how you operate? Like, because Mike Allstott has a very different running style from LaDainian Tomlinson. Do they want different things out of you, or is your job pretty much the same and you just go for it?
No, I think sometimes like LT is like, all right, cool. He's patient. He's got boom. You want to make sure that you're going at a good speed, be square, and let him choose where he wants to go. Corey Dillon, he gonna run up your ass. You gotta be, if you don't, he gonna hit you in the back. So you better friggin' go and create a hole. You want to make sure you're doing him and Eddie. Eddie, he's a little longer, so it's hard when he gets going. He wants that forward lean, Eddie George. So you just gonna go. But yeah, there's different little tweaks that you want to do. A guy like Sprozy, he's back there moving, so you got to say, hey Sproles, let me step on his toes first, meaning that I want to get close enough to him before you do it. A running back's job
is to set the block
to set the block up. Exactly. If you're running the outside, if you're running lead or we're running like a Bob downhill, he needs to hug that double team, because the guard is they're acing or tray blocking up, or acing up.
Hip to hip. And they're going to go up to the next guy.
Yes.
But they can only do that if the running back sets it up. Because if the running back goes here, then he's going to come in.
He just
the backer's going to.
Yeah.
So he's got to be patient and run off the ass of that guy.
Press it.
And then it'll naturally happen, and then you read off of that. So you could go slip in there, or if he hugs him and wraps him, then you just go.
Right. You can go back door. But if he comes off right away, the linebacker then said, man, that linebacker, he fired his gun. He made the tackle in the backfield. It's because the guard didn't hug it long enough, and he just lets him shoot the gap, or he gambles. So as long as he does that, that linebacker has to stay home. So that's one of the things that you read just watching the game.
And that just develops over time. You
feel
feel more
too,
reps, more
guys.
stuff.
Yeah.
You guys communicate on the sideline. You develop that.
And you watch other tape during the game.
And also situations.
Right.
Like what's the situation? Is this a third? Is this a third and inches, fourth and inches? There's like certain points where they know the vulnerable part of the defense, where they have to win for the play to work.
Right.
They have to be a yard in the end zone for you to win, for this to win. And then it becomes inertia.
Yep.
Now, is there a running back from the history of the NFL that you wish you could have blocked for?
Oh yeah. I really, really, really wish it's, believe it or not, Barry Sanders. At times you just said, man, because he really didn't like a fullback at times.
Yeah.
So just to see to be
Change
with
him.
him, yeah. See
You
if
wanted to
if could
change him.
If I could change Barry, baby, let me change Barry. I said, Barry, you would have ran behind me. I said, you would have stayed in there. There's some backs, man, that you just looked at over the years that you say, now today's game, I'd have loved Derrick Henry.
Gee.
Yeah, I mean, because he likes to be straight
How
down.
fun would that have been to see that?
Just get
You and
behind
him?
Oh, let's go.
It's like fucking.
The Niners with Christian, because they do those stretch. Niners make you cover every blade of grass because they got that stretch play. So when you're running out there, that linebacker's moving sideways. I'd have loved to be able to get those guys on skates, and strong arm them, and just they're gonna go fine. So they can't cut back. So and Christian's that guy who presses the hole. He'd make you look good. McCaffrey runs a lot like LT in some sense, far as when the running, the way they press the hole.
So that pressing is like that's like the main thing for a running back. That's what differentiates a college running back to a pro running back. In college, a running back can just hit the hole and break tackles. You can't do that in the league. You have to set up and be patient with your line. There's a line to every run, and there's a track they call it. You got to hit the fucking track, run the track,
and
the track. Like so, a lot of these young running backs they'll cut before the block is ignited. And then, so it's an early cut because it looks big and it looks like it's there, but it's just a mirage because this guy's going to float over the top.
Right.
So guys like Christian McCaffrey and LT, who's all-time
Press
great,
the hole. They press it.
they'll damn near come right off your heel and then full speed, put their foot in the ground and then go. That and that's the hardest because once the linebacker's waiting, oh shit, he's gone.
He's gone.
And that's what the great running backs do. But it's like one of those things where, you have guys over here. You have another block over here with the receiver or whatever. There's another matchup, but he's got to feel that and like press that, and then that's like the number one thing.
It is
with the running backs.
It is no question.
You know him, you love him. The big guy with the red tie is back in the all-new Donkey Kong Bonanza game on Nintendo Switch 2 system.
In this brand new DK adventure, he's teaming up with talented singer Pauline as they explore a wild underground world.
He can punch through walls, carve tunnels, and rip up chunks of terrain on his non-stop quest for golden bananas.
Unleash your inner Kong in Donkey Kong Bonanza, available now. Rated 10 and up, only on Nintendo Switch 2. Game and system sold separately.
Let's actually get into this game.
Let's get into the game.
Let's rip through it real quick.
Okay, yeah.
Let's rip through it real quick. So back in time, November. Well, you do, Jules.
Back in time, we always go around. We go over pop culture around when the game took place. This game took place November 1, 1998. Number one movie, Vampires.
It's not even worth. John Carpenter. Not even worth it.
The
Keep
First
going.
Night by Monica. I love Monica.
Not even worth it. Waterboy.
Waterboy was in theaters.
Waterboy.
You pretty much Waterboy.
The Broncos.
You're pretty much him.
Offensive Waterboy.
Yes.
Hell yeah. Now that's neck roll game.
Right.
Bobby
right.
Boucher.
Hey, Bobby Boucher, baby.
Super Bowl champions, the Broncos. Terrell Davis won,
Walter
MVP.
Payton. That was
Tennessee
crazy.
won
Right.
national championship. Ricky Williams. There's a guy. He won Heisman this year. Peyton's rookie season.
Ricky
Walter
Williams
Payton
was
passes away.
insane.
He was.
He was like,
He was special.
it was crazy watching a man that big run that fast.
He could fly.
And like, he was like some Bo Jackson type.
No, Saints were in the place for him.
No.
He's amazing.
Okay, real quick on this 1998 Minnesota Vikings team. This was probably the best season in Vikings history. They went 15-1, led by Dennis Green, RIP. They had a lead-leading offense with a top 10 defense. This was also Randy Moss's rookie season, and he had 17 touchdowns and won Offensive Rookie of the Year. Hell of a season. Hall of Famers from this team: Randall McDaniel, Chris Carter, Randy Moss, John Randall, Gary Zimmerman. Also some other dudes worth noting: Randall Cunningham, Robert Smith, Tony Siragusa, and Brad Johnson.
Playoffs.
Brian Billick was also the OC of this team.
Who?
Brian Billick.
Brian Billick.
Yep.
What happened to I still don't remember what happened. Why'd they get rid of Randall Cunningham?
This guy, then he came back out of retirement.
Yeah,
remember?
he came back out of retirement.
He was laying, he was doing
And then
towel
they
work.
fucking had
Brad
this, they went
Johnson.
15-1, and didn't they get Dante Culpepper like the next year?
Right.
I think a couple years later, Brad Johnson was in the mix here. I think he got hurt.
Yeah, but I mean, this is when he was old.
Yeah,
He
Randall was old.
Randall.
But he was like, he lit it up.
Man, they went 15-1. This is when they were on the Madden cover.
Right.
Well, this is the second time you guys
Randy.
played the Vikings this season. You played in Randy Moss's first game. The first game of this year was against the Vikings too. Back when the Bucks and the Vikings were in the same division.
Did we beat them in Minnesota? We lost them there.
I think
Minnesota. then. We must.
You lost them, right? Because they were
Yeah,
undefeated
they were
at this
one-
point.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what do you remember about this Vikings team?
I just remember that Tony Dungy was saying, "Got to keep the ball away from them." Offensive. Tony Dungy saying you can't keep the ball away from their offense.
yeah.
So Dungy was like, "Hey, it's gonna be a physical game. Guys they haven't been here to Tampa. This weather's gonna play a factor
Hot.
in it. It's gonna be hot. It's gonna be humid. You make them tap out." And the mentality was, okay, if we pound these guys, and you saw it, it was that offense, that high explosive offense. They want to be on the field chomping at the bit, but if you keep them on the side, they become frustrated.
Yeah.
We were able to keep them on the field, but they were shoot, the guys that they had.
How was
man.
Randy though when you were watching him and like
Oh,
preparing for this game?
You
Was there
just-
like a 20-pay cut up of this kid?
Everybody just watching you like, oh, you gonna get Randy? He was that type of guy. Like, dude, but we had a good corner. You know, Rondé, we had some good corners.
Randy was really good.
Yeah, and it's like, so they wanted the challenge, but Randy was Randy, and you know when he was even, he was leaving, and the dude just had some incredible skills. I mean, the way he could just go up and high point the ball, the way he could do. Randy Moss was.
I liked Robert Smith.
Oh, Robert Smith, running back, baby, at a stat. What was Robert? He was a Pac-10 guy.
Was he at Arizona State maybe?
Robert Smith,
Got him.
man, 26.
I just remember because I used to play with this team on Madden.
Yeah, Robert Smith, 20. He used to always have the little jitters, could run. Robert Smith, he was a Pac-10 guy.
Ohio State.
Ohio State.
Yeah. He's another
Robert
guy
Smith.
who retired too early.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Robert Smith, he shut it down. He said, "I got enough. I'm good." Robert Smith was a good player.
Randall Cunningham the next season threw 9 picks in the first 6 games and got pulled.
That'll
So
do it.
this Bucks team. So
Johnny Randall, baby.
Yeah, he was a stud. Also, Matt Burke was on this team, the offensive line for the Vikings. So now the 1998 Tampa Bay Bucks, coming off a 10-6 season, these Bucks went 8-8. Third year of the Tony Dungy era. This team had an incredible defense, ranked second in the league, anchored by the likes of John Lynch, Warren Sapp, Derek Brooks, and Rondé Barber. Then over on the offense side of the ball, it was stacked backfield with, as we mentioned, Warwick Dunn, Mike Allstott, and of course Lorenzo Neal. It was also the first year the Bucks called Raymond James Stadium their home.
Yeah.
And just some Hall of Famers from this team: Derek Brooks, Warren Sapp, Tony Dungy, John Lynch, Rondé Barber, and then just more dudes worth talking about. Trent Dilfer, your college teammate, was also on this team. Monty Kiffin, defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Monty Kiff.
Lane Kiffin's dad.
Yeah.
Now, I still think it's one of the craziest stats that Derek Brooks never missed a play.
That is crazy. Honestly, it's almost unbelievable.
It
is unbelievable.
that is the craziest thing to me.
That era, that position.
Just in any era,
Right.
that
Right.
to not him and London Fletcher, I think they never missed a game.
It's crazy. It's crazy to see what they were able to do. I mean, D. Brooks, and he could run. He was a guy that's a racehorse, ran sideline to sideline. You're gonna get injured when you're running that fast, that quick, hamstrings. And Derek Brooks, you got to be lucky.
Warren Sapp special.
Special.
He was the most dominant. He was the Aaron Donald before Aaron Donald.
Warren Sapp was the Corey Dillon on defense. Like just naturally go in the weight room, just mess around. Warren Sapp didn't really work.
Yeah.
But he had boom. Yeah, he's Aaron Donald. So athletic. When he started dancing and getting crazy, he's one of them guys you just like let him do his thing. You're no Warren Sapp. That was my Belichick. I didn't get as well as you did.
Yeah.
But
Now, how was this team? Could you feel that something was brewing? Because this team went on.
yeah, you knew it was so close. We should have made the playoffs. There's a game on here, we would have made the playoffs. We lose to Jacksonville, and I lost the game. And where you just know, they say in one play don't lose the game, but the one play lost the game.
Yeah.
We're playing Jacksonville. It's pouring rain. We're lining up. We're running power. We're absolutely killing them. Joel Spingy played with me with the Saints. He's on Jacksonville. I'm bringing his lunch to him. We're running power. We're just killing him. I'm fired up. The sidelines, guys on the sideline watching. And I said, run fire. And I'm staying in the game. I tell that because usually they'll take me out, put Mike back at fullback and run fire, fire and lightning, fullback in the flat because we're running power. So I go at Spingy and I'm like, I'm going to kill him. And I go like that. He turns his shoulder. He's thinking I'm taking him because I've been just wearing him out. He's like, I slip out in the flat. It opens up like opens up like the Red Sea. It's just nothing but sideline. I'm like, he's back there and it's raining. Man, Dilfer, why you throw the ball that hard? You know I had hands like Roberto Duran's hands. He threw the ball. He put a little too much fire on it. But I should have caught the ball. So if I catch this ball.
You got to catch it for the fullback.
Yeah, you pretty much, you know how it is. I got my neck rolled on. If I catch this pass, it's 6, and we win the game. We're already up by, I think we're up by 2 or 3. I catch this, I'm probably running 40 yards for a touchdown. Instead, it's 4th down. We have to punt the ball. They end up winning. I know that game. So we would have made the playoffs that year. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. So I knew something was brewing. And if we would have gotten the playoffs, we were pretty hot.
Yeah.
We might have went on a road. That's the way we were playing. This team was special. This team was special.
You run the football and you got a historic defense.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You just can't mess it up at quarterback.
It was me. That power. I should have caught that pass.
Yeah, but
K5.
You can't go 11 for 22
K5.
on a win.
Yeah.
That's like a good stat day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, you talking about this game?
Yeah, you know what I mean?
This game. This game, we were just, yeah.
Well, I'm just saying
Don't
that
mess it
position.
up.
Come on, we can't.
Right.
I mean, look, but
Real quick before we move on from the actual Bucks, jersey talk. Real quick second. Creamsicle Bucks jerseys or powder blue Chargers?
Ooh, that's tough. Powder blue.
Yeah, it's the right.
Powder blue.
Gotta go powder
That powder blue special. You know that powder blue special,
That's-
baby.
I remember they got away from it when I was a kid,
Right.
and then they went back to it.
That powder blue was tough, baby.
So real quick on this game, lead up. The big thing to take away here is that the Vikings beat the Bucks the first game of the season. This is the second game of the season in the divisional game.
What was the score of the first game?
It was 31-7.
Okay.
And the Vikings were undefeated going into this game, and they were averaging 34.6 points per game.
Then you guys were only averaging, I think, 12
Yeah, you guys were
or
4-4.
points.
Yeah,
Because Tony had a pregame
13
interview.
points per game.
Oh, really?
Dungy, and he's like,
Okay.
I think he even said we got to keep him off the field.
Keep him off the field. That was his all week mindset. But you prepare, the key, yeah. The heat and mindset. You tell guys, hey, this is what it's going to be. If you guys want to win this game, this is what we got to do.
Now, do you remember scouting the first game? Because anytime you played in the division, you had one game in. You guys got blown out the first time.
Right.
So you knew that you had to fix up. Do you remember anything that you specifically remember from the first game that you used in the second game that helped you guys?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing was okay, guys, do your assignment. We can't score. Dungy was pretty clear. Guys, if you try to make this a shootout, we're not winning this game. We don't have the horses. But if we can keep the ball, that means everyone attention to details, do your job, stay on your man, play, snap the whistle. Our defense is going to hold up. They're going to hold up. But if we go out here offensively and just control the ball, keep the ball, that is the only chance. And that's the only chance. So scouting them, they had some big plays. And they had some big plays in this game. But when you limit the big plays, that's what Dungy said. He said, we can't stop them the whole game. But if we can limit them, if you give them a lot of chances, we can't be.
Yeah.
But if you limit, so that's what, if you look at the ball control we had and just time, it's huge.
Yeah.
So it was back and forth from the jump. Tampa Bay struck first with a work done touchdown.
You guys came out hot.
Yeah.
That's a crazy stat. This was Tampa's first half touchdown since December 1996.
Yeah, we were, yeah.
Yeah, they talked about it on the broadcast.
Not scoring.
Yeah.
We were.
Gotta start fast.
Gotta start fast. That's all coaches say that, right? Gotta start fast.
Traded touchdowns back and forth and field
through the
goals.
second quarter, and you're fucking
Tied 17-17 at
down in
halftime.
14-point hole.
You don't want to be here, man.
Look, I'm just telling you, you don't want to be down 14 of these assholes going into the fourth quarter.
Gotcha.
It sounds like him.
Yes.
'Cause that's the shit he would say.
Yes. Come on, man. Get it together.
Early in the second half, Minnesota took the first lead of the game on a Jake Reed touchdown. He would have 2 this game, 24-17.
Jake Reed was bad too.
I mean,
They had so many but we just kept pounding.
I know.
We didn't give it away.
You guys held Randy pretty decently until like the second half or the first, like end of the first, or right at the beginning of halftime or right before halftime. He had a big catch
on the right side.
On the right side.
Yeah, I remember that. I was like, oh shut.
But only 2 receptions for 52 yards.
Their other receivers ate though.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
they
Jake
stepped
Reed
up.
had
They played.
117 for 2.
It was a hell of a game.
It was a hell of a game. Like, was Chris Carter hurt?
He only had a couple receptions.
Yeah.
But fast forward to late in the fourth quarter, Tampa Bay would punch in a 6-yard all-star touchdown with Lorenzo Neal clearing the way, and that would end up being the game winner, 27-24.
What play was that?
I think it was power. It ran outside, didn't we? It was a game that I loved because it was like, we're just smashed. Watching it, you're playing that was the Rams of the 90s, right?
Yeah.
This team could score. They were averaging 30 a game. It was like,
34,
dude,
yep.
you slow this team down.
This was a historic game, and this was a cool foreshadowing of old school football
Right.
playing the new evolution of what the game will become.
Wow, I like that. Well said. It was. It was, hey, this is a battle of the grit.
You were just like a bowling ball in your stance. Like, how much weight was in your hand? It changed for each play?
Yeah. But
If it was ISO, was it you were just like a fucking 40?
Yeah. But they don't know what I'm looking at. You got to realize I'm just down there like, all right, I know, come get me. Come see. And you'll see, I don't make many moves. It's just like.
No, it's downhill.
It's downhill. And guy, we just, Rudd, I remember the linebacker Rudd. I was punishing Rudd.
57. 7.
Was 50
Yes, you were. He was kind of skinny, though.
Skinny.
He was trying to get it.
Yeah, he didn't want it. He didn't want it.
Some of those longer guys that try to absorb you little guys.
McDaniel, he would try to step. His 58 he was their leader.
Oh yeah.
But McDaniel, I think he was their 58 linebacker. Their defense wasn't bad. They had some ballers.
They did this was a
slugfight.
They were 15-1.
Right.
They just, if they would have went to the Super Bowl, it would have been
one play from the Super Bowl too.
Huh?
One play away from the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
One great stat from this game: Mike Allstott ran for a career high 128 yards. Warwick Dunn gained 115 yards, giving the Bucs a pair of 100-yard runners in the same game for the first time in franchise history.
Wow. That I didn't know it was the biggest game.
Team record 242 rushing yards.
That was quite a game. I love that game. That game was special.
What was the legacy of that game for you?
I think just, beating a team, when you look back afterwards, years later, you're like, wow, that was a special game in Tampa. I was a part of blocking for 2 guys that I love, that's still great friends with. I think that was the legacy. But I think when you looked at it during that moment, it's a team that wiped you over the mat. A team that thought they were better than you. A team that you lost to, 31-7. They kicked your butt, and your redemption. It was a redemption game. So this was a statement game for us. So that's what I loved about that particular game.
And their one loss. This was
loss.
a huge.
And they would go on to lose the NFC Championship game 20-17 to Atlanta. Anderson missed a 39-yard field goal that would have iced it with 2 minutes.
And he was
and
lights
11
out.
seconds
To
left.
this point,
He's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Never missed that. Never.
Did he make it to the Hall?
Yeah, he's one of the only place kickers in the Hall of Fame.
And me and Morton played together with the Saints.
Yeah.
Morton Ander.
He had the one
bar. Good guy too. Little piece of was he a Brit?
He's
Australian?
Danish. I think he's Danish.
Danish.
Yeah.
He's so cool.
And then Tampa Bay would end up going to a Super Bowl in 2002, winning their first. Randy Moss would go to play 14 seasons for a career total of 982 receptions, 15,292 yards, and 156 touchdowns. And Lorenzo would go on to play 10 more seasons in the NFL.
Yeah, and it's crazy. The Tampa team. What I loved about it too is, I thought that year the year we lost to the Rams. I talked to Warren. I talked to Mike before the game. I said, "Come on, y'all next. Let's go. I'm gonna see y'all there." Because in Brooks, I said, "I can't wait. I'm gonna smack." So it was that crap talking because year before, I'm in Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay loses to the Rams. They should have beat the Rams.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to play Tampa Bay in the Super Bowl. So what was the score? The Rams wasn't the last play of the game that the Rams beat them? Remember they're playing Tampa. You were great school, but they were.
I know, but this is like my.
Yes, but
if I saw it, I'd remember.
You remember? I think it was a fade route. They beat the Tampa was I think no time on the clock.
Do you have a rough year?
Yeah, the year I went to the Super Bowl with the Titans.
99.
So 99.
Yeah.
NFC Championship. It was, I think, like 4 seconds left. I'm pulling for Tampa because it's going to be Tampa and Titans in the Super Bowl.
They lost 11-6.
11-6. What's the last play of the game?
Let me pull it up right here.
The receiver made it's just a
11-6, and that was
Tampa's winning.
But that's a
St.
record-breaking offense that they held the freaking 10 points or whatever.
Yes.
11.
They made it to St. Louis's 35. Incomplete pass to Burt Manuel, and then Kurt Warner.
What a
nails
year
it.
for the Rams, man!
Yeah.
They almost lost like every game they played.
They
in
got
the
it down
playoffs.
to St. Louis's 22nd, and Sean King was sacked by Grant Winstrom for minus 13 yards. Put him back to the 35, and then they went 4 and out.
But the Rams scored the touchdown.
Yeah, Ricky Prohl, 30-yard touchdown
Ricky Prohl.
with
Ricky
4
Prohl.
minutes and 50 seconds left.
Roll Ricky Pohl.
Yeah.
It was like third or fourth down?
I remember that now.
It was
Yes.
yeah.
Left side.
It was third
like a
down.
seam.
Yeah,
It was 3rd and 4 on Tampa Bay's 30.
that was the game. So but
Ricky Prohl.
yeah, he was a tough guy too. Yep. So
This was a fun game to go down and watch.
oh
Like just to like do the research and rewatch the game. We rewatched all your highlights.
yeah.
This was such a fun time of football.
Right?
You really miss it.
Really do. Nostalgic for the era that we grew up watching, the smash mouth.
Right.
Like the game with 4 minutes left, you put the ball, you run a 4-minute offense. The game's over. Not like, oh, every team's going to get 5 more shots at it with 3 minutes left in the game.
That's what it
You
was.
know?
That the end of the game, we went in 4 minutes. That's
minute.
what I think I
Win it in
love.
4 minutes.
And say this 4 minute, win in 4 minutes, and we just came out
Nothing
and
like
scored a
having it.
touchdown.
Yeah.
We broke their will. Didn't Rudd throw his helmet?
No, Allstott broke like a 40-yarder to like the 6, and then you guys
Ran it out.
you guys just need it.
Okay.
You need 1 first down.
But I thought Rudd, the linebacker, got mad and he got a 15-yard penalty. He threw his
Maybe
helmet.
that too.
But that was a game. It was about the will. We said, let's break their will. 4 minutes. They needed to stop. Their offense is ready to go. And we refused. We refused to give those guys the ball back.
Let's grade it. Now, these are some names that we came up with this game. If you have a name off the top of your dome, let us know. We came up with the lone loss, the perfection spoiler, low man wins game, revenge and Raymond James, the Bucks run wild, the 242 game.
Ooh.
Or
I'm going to
something
go.
else.
No. I like either low man wins or the revenge and Raymond James. Just kind of rhymes. The 242 is good too, though.
Whatever you want, you pick it.
You know what? Low man wins.
Low man wins.
And for our audio listeners, low is spelled L-O in honor of our guest right now.
Yeah, baby.
Hello,
Low
baby.
man wins. There we go.
Score the game. Is this the greatest game of all time? Let's score it. Lorenzo, stakes of this Week 9, 1999 divisional game, 0-10. Decimals okay. What are the stakes of this game?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, 0-10. 10, baby. This is what they went 15-1. No, the stakes
Regular season.
A regular season. You know what? Because of what they end up doing, that team 15-1, and because it was what happened, the revenge game, because we lost so bad the first. I would say this was a 6 or 7. I would say 7, 6 or 7.
That's
6.5?
Yeah, 6.5. 6.5.
anytime you have a division game, it's over. It's a 6 at least.
At least a 6. Exactly.
So I'll go 6.
You're gonna go 6. I'm gonna shout out real quick. We've got a fan in the comments often. His name's Greg Condon. He says that you should start saying decimals encouraged as opposed to decimals okay.
Okay.
So decimal points encouraged. So Jules had a 6. Jack, who's not here with us today, he had a 6.4. I had a
Okay.
6.2. So we're all right in there.
Yeah, we were all in there. Okay. I was right there. Yeah.
All right, Lo. What about the star power of this game? Decimals encouraged 0 to 10.
You talked about I think over 10 guys went on to be in the Hall of Fame. Are you talking about today too still? Or are you saying it's for that game that
However
day?
you interpret the star power of this.
If you say the star power of that game today, I don't know how you can't be at 8.5 to 9. Without a doubt. Star power, you got too many guys. 8.5.
I agree.
That's
you
a
had
great fucking score.
You had a
That's
legendary defense. You have legendary offensive guys.
Legendary.
I mean, you're one of the greatest fullbacks of all time. I'm gonna go with the 8-2.
Jack had a 7.9. I had
And
a
you had
7.8.
Danny Green. You had coaches.
Legend,
There's a bunch of
Tony Dungy's in the Hall of
there.
Fame.
Yeah.
The gameplay of this grinder of a game. 0 to 10.
Gameplay. What do you mean gameplay?
How it went? Did it go back and forth? Was it an
one side? Oh yeah, entertainment. For entertainment level, when you're at that particular time, Raymond James Stadium, the team that scored, it was going back and forth. Yeah, you'd be anybody that says this is for the entertainment value less than a 7. I gotta look at you guys. I'm starting with you, Jules.
I'm trying to remember what I scored it at.
I'm going gameplay. I like defensive battles. I like 12 personnel. I like 13 personnel. I like big guys on big guys. So I'm going to go with like an 8.
Jack had a 7.4. I had a 7.6.
Tell me what you didn't like about the game. Where'd you?
We've done some insane games like Miracle on Ice and 28 to 3 and all.
Okay.
Like we've done some stuff. So I'm just trying.
Got you.
This is still a regular season game.
Understood.
So I try to like dial it back a little bit.
Okay.
And generally guests come in and don't score as much with integrity as you are. So usually I just pull back the curtain. I usually go a little bit lower than I actually think, just to give a little bit more integrity for the whole show. And you'll see when we're done.
No.
List.
I'm just because I just
Yeah.
wanted but I didn't think it was because I played.
Some people will say like, remember when Kansas City and the LA Rams played
that 55
to 50 game?
Right,
People are like,
right.
that gameplay was so insane. It depends on
how
what your
you like. If
flavor
you
of game.
no defense, you're like, dude, no defense, and that's why this one had enough defense to hold this high-powered offense. Has been scoring 35, take them to 27. So I thought that was So
You got to be a real football head to understand.
It's a solid game too,
is
like 3-point game, like great
And it was back
basketball
and
down the
forth.
middle. But
Yeah,
there was
if
like
it was
nothing
really good.
If it was one-sided,
answerings.
yeah.
There's not I would say there's not a lot of like barroom conversation, but like, oh, remember this week
True.
the thing happened here.
True.
So that's like on the spectrum that we're scoring it on. But like a 7-5 for like a regular season game.
That's insane.
Yeah. And then low man wins. What's the score on that?
The name of the game, low man's wins. We grade the name of the game, decimals and.
Low man wins because I'm going with the 7. I'm going with the 7.
I gotta go 7, 8. I gotta go 8.
But the fullback, I'm not gonna tweet. You know what I mean?
You let me. I'll pump
there we
you,
go.
baby.
There we go. Okay.
So Jack went with a 5-0. I went with a 4-1 just because shout out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's right.
Where does it land
It's
on
a
the list?
7.07.
Okay.
So that puts us right here. That puts us.
These are all the games
I think
we've
we're on the
done.
second page.
Okay.
That puts us at our new 72nd game. It's just behind the 2006 NFC wildcard game, Cowboys versus Seahawks. That's the Romo snap
Oh,
game.
yeah,
and then
yeah.
just ahead of 21-31, the 1995 game 122, Angels-Orioles. That's Cal Ripken broke the Iron Man streak.
Oh yeah, that's a great.
yeah.
one.
So
a
that's
great one.
That's a good spot for a regular season NFL game.
No question. Maybe next time I come, I might throw that Titans, Bills,
That- you know
Music
what?
City Miracle.
That'll high.
That'll go.
rank. That'll
That'll score.
rank.
If you
That'll
wanna see,
rank.
like this is where we're at for our whole scores. You can see we're a little bit Patriots focused. Up
But
top,
we've had Patriot
but, like,
guests.
Yeah.
No, but you got.
And those are insane games.
No. I think that Atlanta game, your game, that game should be up there. It should be the Patriots.
I mean, the Malcolm
Chiefs.
Butler game.
Yeah,
That's a fucking crazy game.
No question. No question. I agree.
We did the longest yard game with Kurt Warner early in our foray to this. Where is that?
So when you think about so goes when you guys talking about regular season star power, where did that game? Why would you not rate it higher? Because Tampa didn't have enough offensive star power. When you think about when you
I
got,
went with the 8.
you got
That's pretty high for me.
I think you were
Yeah.
at 6, right?
Yeah.
But-
I mean, here's
because
what-
you got two receivers that are Hall of Fame on the other team.
I had a 7-8, and here's why. For me in football, quarterback is a big part of it.
Agreed.
And Trent Dilfer is kind of tough.
No, I got you.
No,
I got you.
shade on Trent Dilfer.
No.
But like when we're doing games like Peyton Manning versus Tom
Okay.
Brady, And 7.8's a good score for star power.
And if you want consistency, you got to have a good quarterback. And you can win with team like I think that Philadelphia, Jalen Hurts doesn't have to win the game.
No.
Just don't go. If you go out and play, he's better than Jimmy G. But you know what I'm saying? He can make the plays, but he doesn't have to. I think that team
He should take advantage of this time.
Take advantage of
because
this.
then you can learn on how to win the game.
Yes.
Through this. This could train you.
Exactly. And he's not playing. He's not a bad quarterback.
Yeah, like Tom didn't go out and win the first couple.
No.
You know what I mean? It was in that same kind of thing what they're saying with Jalen, but then he didn't stay the same.
He didn't. Right.
You know what I mean? He learned from those times, and then the little opportunities you have to make the plays you make, and then you keep on making them, and then and then your team gets shaped into different things eventually because of salary cap, and you can't pay all the guys.
Agreed.
So like that's that's how this shit is.
It is.
So we have Super Bowl 34, the Titans-Rams Super Bowl, as our 15th overall with a score of 8.6.
Okay. That's a good. Oh, yeah.
But you got to come back and do the Music City Miracle because that would be incredible.
This was awesome. I love this, man. I love this. I kind of love this. It's a great little setup. I like it.
We miss anything on this game?
No, man. We're good.
Everyone, you got to go check out Lorenzo. He co-hosts Believe in Chargers alongside Chargers play-by-play voice Matt Money Smith. New podcast air on FanDuel Sports Network, SoCal, and are also available whenever you get your podcast or wherever you get your podcasts and on Believe's YouTube channel. That's a pretty sick channel. I've seen you guys got a bunch of awesome content built around this very exciting Chargers team. Believe Network also features the likes of Chris Hogan.
Your guy. There we
go. Lax guy. He gives you that little lax perspective. Carl Banks.
There we go.
One of the best linebackers of all time. Phil Simms.
Mr. Sims.
I worked with Phil. I love Phil.
He's good, dude.
Phil's the best. Does he ever say communist? And do you ever talk to him? Anytime like he drops, he's like,
communist.
What are you
He's
guys,
a
bunch of communists?
Right.
And all these guys are delivering a bunch of great analysis on all their leagues across the platform. Go check it out. Believe Network's YouTube channel. And Lorenzo, thanks for making.
Hold on, before we wrap it up, just because this is such a fucking smash mouth football, can you put your hands up, Jules, real quick? Look at that fucking pinky. Lorenzo, can you put your hands up real quick? That's
Jules,
fucking
we got
90s
twins,
football
baby.
right there.
Julesy, I can get.
I hate that. You messed up the plate under where it dislocates.
Dislocate.
I had that on this one.
Dude, that finger's beautiful. Did you get the surgery?
I tried.
See, that's why I won't do it.
I tried to, and it didn't work.
And it makes it stiff. And that's what they're like, because I can still move it.
I can get it into a fist, but look, I had that my whole
right. And if I did this one, it'll be. I don't want it stuck down.
No.
Would you rather say like that?
I'd rather have it up.
If that's smart, I know you'd rather have it up.
And then
You
I would
can't
do
get
that.
it up,
I would
huh?
do that tape around because my knuckle would pop out
Right.
anytime I'd hit. So I'd have to do a tape thing every day to keep it like placed in. But it wouldn't hurt.
I know.
You know when
I get it.
you
Right.
you calcified all
Right.
that shit.
Right.
But like it would be annoying in the middle of a play. You're popping
it or buddy taping.
Yeah,
Had the buddy tape.
buddy tape.
Oh, buddy was my favorite. If people can go to, actually go to Bolts in Brazil.
Bolts in Brazil.
BoltsInBrazil.com. I'm going to Brazil.
Hell yeah.
Come on with me, dog. Come on.
When are you
And
going to Brazil?
We're going the first week. They're playing the Kansas City Chiefs. I know you'll be pulling for the Chargers. Playing against the Chiefs in Brazil. And the game's on Friday. It's the first week of the season.
I know.
So let's roll, baby. Let's go. Jules, me and
I
you,
gotta
the
see.
salt and pepper team, baby. Come on, let's go, dog. What's up?
I would love to.
Buddy.
The thing is, we gotta see because I work with the Fox show.
Got you.
So we're in studio on Sundays.
Got you.
And we've been trying to get down
Tell
to
me you
this
wanna do
Brazil
that.
game.
Tell me you want to go to that one.
There's also an Ireland game
So
this year, too.
and you'll be back Saturday. But you think about it. We could fly back Saturday. Game's on Friday.
We'll figure it out.
Let's figure this out,
We'll
Jules.
figure
Me
it
and you.
out. Now,
we'll
what is
take
built
over
for
Brazil.
What is built for Brazil?
Bolts in Brazil. Bolts in Brazil. For the Chargers, Bolts. And so you can go to Bolts in Brazil. You can go there. You can get your tickets. Big tailgate. Everything's inclusive.
be fun.
It's going to be absolute legendary. BoltsInBrazil.com. Go to BoltsInBrazil.com and holler with your boy Lo Neal. We can get crazy, crazy, crazy.
they'll get crazy over there.
I just know if Jules
Paliasu over here.
If Jules goes to Brazil, we're probably not seeing him for a couple weeks.
He's with me.
we
He's
gotta,
with me.
I don't know if he's flying back on Saturday.
We represent. Come on, Jules with me. Me and Jules, we're gonna go pray for people over there. He's good.
We're good.
Jules, we're good.
We're good.
Hallelujah. Oh yeah.
Hallelujah.
We're good over here.
Lorenzo, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. You're the best, brother.
Man, that was a fun episode. We could have talked for another 5 hours.
I love that era of football.
Yeah, you see how his energy was? The fullback guy, always positive, always but will eat nails.
Dude, and you FaceTime Mike Allstott with you guys talked afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh, we got to get him on the show. That was incredible.
I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but he left his family in the car for the whole interview. It was a 2-hour interview. I go,
but they're going to Disneyland now.
I know, but that's only a fullback would do that. It'll toughen them up. We're going to Disneyland. They need to earn going to Disneyland.
Did you see if there was a crack in the?
I didn't get to see. I just heard. Or I would have said, dude, you come bring the fam. We always have people in. I think we gave him the option. I think he wanted to have him in the car.
Toughen him up. Smash mouth parenting.
Low man wins, baby. I love it. Well, it's
great.
time, huh?
No, he was great. I love that era. He picked a great game. Also, I didn't even realize he was a part. I should have known that he was a part of the miracle in
Miami.
Music City Miracle. Yeah,
Music City Miracle. That's such recency bias that we think about that game when the other game was way better.
Which one?
Music City Miracle is a legendary real game.
Yeah.
We're tainted with Miracle in Miami because of the loss naturally, subconsciously for me.
And there's also Minneapolis Miracle.
Yeah, there's so many miracles. Miracle on Ice.
There's a Motor City Miracle too, I think.
The miraculous catch.
Dude, Corey Schlesinger. I looked him up when we were when I wasn't paying attention to you
100
guys.
catches.
Oh no, that's Larry Centers.
So yeah,
Schlesinger just 90's Lions. I think he's got 2 neck rolls on. Just absolute fucking stud. You know who he looks like? Did you ever watch the show Playmakers on ESPN?
I didn't. But I saw. I used to.
There was a white.
That was
dude with
on
a
during
goatee.
my career.
No.
It's 2009, 2008.
Was it really?
Playmakers, maybe 2005. They were rerunning it on ESPN when I saw it. Remember watching?
Should we reboot Playmakers? 2003.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this guy right here, the lead of Playmakers.
I love how every San Diego Charger from the old San Diego Charger comes at me like I'm a part of these old San Diego Charger. Buddy, I was in 7th grade. Antonio Gates and Lowe have been killing me about this divisional round playoff game.
Well, because you're Mr. Patriot, right? So all of their hatred towards Patriot is you're the personification of it. So they just got to hate you. I understand it.
Whatever. You know what? We need to chill out. And it's time to get in the chill zone, brought to you by Coors Light.
I'm in the wrong computer. Hold on. I want to show you something real quick.
That's him?
I don't know. Looks like it. Guy from Playmakers versus Corey Schlesinger. Yeah, there you go. Linebacker, fullback.
Look at the arms, though. Difference.
Well, one's an actor, one's a real fucking man.
That's what I'm telling you. Show ponies versus racehorses.
Yeah, Rhino versus Pony.
That's just personnel group. We had pony personnel.
Was that just faster?
No, it was the same kind of thing where you'd have a hybrid running. It'd be a 3 receiver. Our pony was, I went to Y. We took out a tight end, kept an F and a running back, an H. So it was 2 receiver. It was 2 running back, 3 receiver. Okay. It's always some kind of smaller version of something, the pony.
We talked about it in the show, but watching the highlights from that game and just seeing Lorenzo Neal line up in front of Mike Allstott, and it's just that's your fucking backfield.
It's so funny how
it's incredible.
None of these guys probably feel like we felt after having 2 bad plays in a game.
What do you mean?
You know how he said he was going over, everyone sees that game-winning block, but you're about to get your ass reamed about the 4 plays or 2 plays that you messed up critically that no one really sees.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how that's dealt with now. It just seems like it's been different. Everyone's so anti accountability on the team thing now.
Yeah.
I wonder where that balance is. I'm gonna go look into these camps. I'm gonna go check out some camps.
Do you know which ones? You do the locals?
I want to do. I want to do
Cowboys?
the San Diego. I mean,
The Chargers are, I think, in San Diego.
I mean, are they in San Diego?
I think so.
No,
For their camp.
that's kind of tight if they are.
I think they are.
I want to go to L.A. Chargers. I want to go to. You got to go to the Rams. I have a cool relationship with McVay and Les Snead, and my guy left. Kaylee went to become the OC at freaking Houston.
Yeah.
I would love to go see Houston if I could. I want to see. I get to go to Chicago for Fox and cover the preseason game.
Cool.
That'll be fun.
Who are they playing?
I don't know. I gotta look that up.
It's Bears.
But it'll be fun to get to see. I want to go maybe a couple days early, see if they have joint practice, and get to go watch those reps.
Is it Bills, Dolphins, or Chiefs? It's either Dolphins or Bills.
I think it's Bills.
August 17th.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the second game. Yeah, that's cool. If they're doing some joint practices.
Time for the Chill Zone, brought to you by Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door. Visit CoorsLight.com/GWN and celebrate responsibly. Since football's almost back and the guys are back in camp, we're going to break down training camp life as an NFL football player. Let's get into it.
Did we do the cracks already? I missed them.
Yeah, you missed the crack, dog.
I got the crack. Bills and Bears are doing joint practices.
I know, that'll be fun.
That'd
I
be
want to go
tight.
see if I can.
You
I
ever
gotta
meet
look
Josh Allen?
Huh?
You ever meet Josh Allen?
In passing.
Yeah. I
In
bet you and
passing.
McDermott would get along. Wrestling guy, hard-nosed guy.
Who?
Their head coach.
Yeah, I know that, but me and him,
Yeah, why not?
not a wrestling guy.
Yeah, but
How
you're
come
wrestling
every
guy
wres-
adjacent. You're wrestling guy adjacent.
How come every wrestling guy says I should wrestle?
You play like a wrestler. Yeah.
Dude, I was like Swift with the ball in my hands.
No,
bro.
but no, not like that. In terms of like toughness, fucking playing above your weight class, in terms of like hitting, not taking no for an answer.
That's more like Navy SEAL, dog.
Oh yeah, you're a Navy SEAL.
I wish.
Still some.
Harry Kraft, Navy SEAL.
Is that Mr. Kraft's grandson?
Grandson.
Wow,
Jonathan.
that's badass.
That's fucking badass.
Oh, so
Congrats on that.
training camp is in full force right now. Honestly,
No, it's going.
it's happening. We're cooking.
I can feel my hamstrings at night. They're like, what's going on? You should be running right now.
You don't smell the grass here, though, right? You don't get that like.
Hey, you do.
You get the grass
What
smell
do you
here.
think I do every morning when I go out and collect my 15 minutes of UV rays
Gotta get that
to get my
vitamin D.
melatonin clock right? I go and I ground my feet on that little dewy grass in the backyard. And we get dew here, bro. It's been chilly here in LA. Not chilly, like honestly perfect, but
I love how chilly in LA is 76 and
people
sunny.
come to LA and they're like, it's so cold here because they think it's like 100 always. It's
Yeah.
not. It's 75 and sunny.
Yeah, but it's all about if you're in
Where
the
you
sun.
where
or
you
not.
live.
If you're not in the sun and it's 75 degrees, it's cold as fuck. But if you're in the sun and it's 65 degrees, you're hot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, training camp questions. Pull back the curtain behind what life like is in training camp now that's happening. I know it's probably a little bit different from when you played to now, but let's talk about it anyway. Do you remember your first training camp?
Yeah.
What was it like the first time like you walked in that building? Give us like a beat for beat when you walked into the building for the first time.
It's a mixed emotion. You're like, especially for a rookie, my situation, I was a 7th round draft pick, changing position. Like I was in a different, it's different for everyone, but I could probably say it's similar for everyone that like, there's like a nervousness, anxiety that's floating. Did I do enough work in the off season? Am I in good enough shape? Am I going to be able to make the team? Am I going to be able to fix the 6 things that I didn't do in mini camps the way I really wanted to that they talked to me about? Like there's a lot of that going on in your head. And then for me, as a first rookie camp, we still had double days. And I was anticipating that I was going to be on like a lot of stuff. And I've never really ran a lot in practice. So like I was a quarterback. You guys, half the time you're like playing like goal line game, goal post throws. while special teams are working their nuts off, or you're doing like quarterback stuff, but it was never like taxing. So I was like nervous for that. And then you also had your conditioning test that you wanted to go in, and I always wanted to go in and turn heads. So I wanted to show them how easy it was. So you're anticipating that. There's like a lot of, and then there's like, I remember there's a lot of logistics. So many logistics. Schedules and... Well, you got to go over the whole rule book, or like an abridged version meeting of the rules. You go over every year when you get in, you take your physical, you do your conditioning test, and then there's a team meeting. I always, if you came back early, if you were a quarterback, you had to go to the early camp, rookies early camp, injured's early camp. So you had to do 3 days before everyone else reports. And then, when you get there, you do your physical. It's kind of like the first day of school. Everyone's got like a fresh fit on. Everyone's got a suntan.
Someone's got bleached hair.
Yeah, someone's got something. There's a new car in the drive. In the
someone got
lot.
paid.
Yeah,
and
someone got paid.
Oh, yeah.
But
free agent, new meat.
Yeah, what?
New meat, free agent, big free agent.
But you've seen that. We've all seen each other
of the mini camps and the OTAs.
Mini camps. But this is guys bring shit. You see guys bring their system, because we stayed at a hotel.
Roommate or no roommate?
Rookie year roommate.
Okay. Who's your roommate rookie year?
Who's my rookie? I had he was a guy that was like in his third year, but he was bouncing around the league. He had a hyperbaric chamber. I forgot his name.
That's sick.
Yeah, he had a hyperbaric chamber in the living room. I asked if I could use it. He let me use it for a little.
Did it work?
Didn't feel a thing. But you report, and then you have to do your conditioning test. And when we do our conditioning test...
Is that day one conditioning test?
Day one.
Okay.
Yeah, this is after the physical. Once you've been cleared for your physical, there's like a lunch, and then there's the conditioning test. Now, when we do our conditioning test, everyone in the organization would be out on the conditioning field to watch. I'm talking personal scouts, or the personnel scouts, the college scouts, every football coach. There's like 200 people associated with the team, all with their little fucking notebooks, all like giving you mean mugs, like the start of the season's about to start. And so you get anxiety from that. You're sitting there, especially when it's your first few times doing it. You're like, oh fuck.
Ownership?
Or just Mr. Kraft's out there fucking walking around, everyone's there. They want to see who, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so you do the conditioning test, and then after that's done, you have a team meeting, you go through all the rules. And so you basically, you go over, you're late, it's $5,000. If you miss a day unannounced or unexcused, it's $20,000. If you're over your report weight, each pound, it's $562. Each day, it's over. So if that's 2 pounds, Bill would go to someone, what's the math to that? What's that? It'd be like some, it's $1,200, coach. Right. $1,200. Like, he would do that, right? And then he'd go, every year he would go in and he would talk about, look, if it burns, you can't have it in the hotel room. Don't be coming here with your incense, your fucking candles. If it burned, like, we could never burn anything inside the hotel. Well, clearly didn't know smoking. So, like, you know what I mean? But, like, if it burned.
So what are guys?
And then after the Matt Light thing, remember when he brought a crossbow on? We would go over the I didn't realize it was because of Matt Light. He would go over that rule. You can't gamble on NFL facilities. You can't have a weapon anywhere on an NFL facility. And it says guns, but he'd be like, and light, that means crossbows, slingshots. He would give like all these examples, swords. Don't be you can't have, like, it would be fun. Like,
would any dudes ever bring like animals, like a pet or anything? Like someone's got like a tarantula they bring?
The lineman brought a duck and put it in Donald's locker, and it lived there for like 3 days. And I think Nate Solder took the duck and raised it. And the duck is somewhere still alive, I think.
Amazing. No.
So we go over all the rules, and so you get there at like 8. The conditioning test is at like 1. This meeting is at like 4. And so they would schedule all this stuff so you couldn't leave the facility, but you had downtime at the facility. Mm-hmm. So you're basically there all day. And then you go over like expectations, coach's vision of the team. And then you break up OD and you get into like, all right, this is what we're installing for tomorrow. And then it fucking just jumps into it.
Yeah. Backtrack real quick. It's no secret that NFL players participate in weed. So where were guys going to smoke? Or were they just doing non-smoking ways? Or like, would they go in car, like take rides? Or like, how did that work?
No one would smoke at the hotel.
Okay, but you had flexibility. It's not like you were like locked down, going from like hotel to facility.
No, and also guys had houses. Like we had my house was like on the way.
You could
just go to the house for, but you had curfew, so you had to sleep. So if we had like a 2-hour break, we go play ping pong at my house for 45 to an hour.
Now, do guys just absolutely resent having to go to hotels when they live nearby?
Yeah.
Or was it nice to just be, hey, we're in camp, let's fucking start, let's be here?
Yeah. I mean, it's just part of it.
Yeah.
I don't, it was kind of nice.
To get focused, to signify
you didn't
the
have
start.
to like worry about shit. You didn't, you know what I mean? It kept the main thing the main thing. You didn't have to worry about clothes, this, that. I mean, you did, but
just less.
It was just like less
distractions.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when did you guys move out of the hotel?
Dude, I remember it being like 5 weeks or something.
That's a lot.
It used to be long. Now they're only there for like 2 weeks.
Were the beds at least nice? They set them up nice?
Shout out Residence Inn. They're all right.
Yeah. Not like your home bed.
I think I brought a mattress by like year 6, 7, 8.
Now, people always ask, I'm sure, with training camps, like, what's the worst part of training camp? But what's the best part? Like, what's something that, like, people don't realize is, like, fun or something you look forward to with regards to training camp?
Best part of training camp is, the excitement of the start. It's the start of the season. The crowd's out there. You've been in OTAs, you've been in mini camps, and it's just the team there. You go out there and you get to feed off the energy of the crowd. The first like 5 days or 4 days are like, all right, yeah. And then after that, it just becomes a grind. Then you start getting tired, like not you're tired, but you get beat up when you start introducing pads and when you used to hit a lot more, it was tough. And like, I remember in my early part of my career with the double days, it was run in the morning, passes in the afternoon. You had your sleep rooms. Like guys would take naps. There's like designated rooms with a bunch of mattresses, and you'd be like a fucking Vietnamese opium den, and you'd have like 18 7-foot freaking athletes hanging off a bed trying to get in 35 minutes of sleep before the next practice because it's 82 degrees, 88 degrees with fucking 90% humidity in Boston. I mean, it's just a grind, and what makes it really hard is that you have to focus when you're tired.
Yeah. It's
like Hell Week. I mean, not like Hell Week. Hell Week is way worse, like with the SEALs, but like having to go in and after when you're a young player and you were on everything, you had to go balls to the walls, both practices every day. But then you had to go in and install at night for the next day.
Mm-hmm.
And you had to correct things from that the early practice to the second practice. It was like you had to be on when you were dying, tired and mentally exhausted from, the amount of stuff that you're doing, and it's all new. You didn't want to fuck up your hairpin turn on fucking special teams or the 3 plays that they installed for kickoff that day, and then you had, an additional NASCAR sheet that you had to remember for the 5 terms that you could use for the conditioning the next day. Like it was just a lot of studying.
Yeah.
And when you're tired.
Yeah. Mental stamina.
Yeah. And that's where, guys would not make the team is when they'd fuck up their formations or they would be slow. and not do something on that, we win over. Like, that's part of this process. Training camp is essentially, it's a race to who could be the best and most effective prepper going into the season. Meaning, who knows how to install their shit, who knows how to practice effectively, who knows how to get all their plays ran in practice without having to fuck it up and start over a program. Who can take the drills the best, and which coaching staffs can come up with the drills that'll put these guys in situations for ball security. Like, it's a race who can prepare the best. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you ever lose your playbook or ever see anyone lose their playbook?
No. Nah, you don't. I would only bring my playbook to like my house, or like I wasn't carrying it around to fucking
And
the
you
Red
had
Sox
you
game.
had binder, and then
So I
transitioned
started
to
off
iPad.
3-inch binder, and then
Yeah.
like I think in 2011, 12, like my fourth or third year, we started going to the iPad.
Okay.
And then it used to be, now the iPad is the best because it has the library of all your cut ups, and coaches can just send you, all right, guys, we got a 30 play cut up of their DBs here. Before that, I have probably 800 CDs that you could go into the film guys and say, hey, can I get those cut ups? Or coaches would distribute.
Yeah.
All right, watch this for tomorrow's practice. We're gonna go over it in this. You know what I mean? So like, the iPad is such a technological fucking advance.
All there. Yeah.
Because it just makes it. I mean, but a lot of the older guys that came from the binders, even when we had the iPads, would stay binder. Like Brady would stay binder.
There's something about having something tactile that you can write on, and you have a pencil and you can flip through. But I can see the simplicity of an iPad, that it's all fucking there.
Yeah, it's just also everyone prepares differently, and like some people need to be pen on paper because by the time you could even highlight the plays on the fucking
Get a stylus.
iPad, because you get your sheets of plays all drawn out. And I always used to like to go over them with my highlighters and my spots and color coordinate my shit. Like the X was always a red, or the Z was always the yellow, the pink was the other. You know what I mean? And I would do all my, and then in the coaching point, what the coach would say, it just sometimes jotting it down was, I used to jot still.
Yeah.
But I used my iPad for the film. The film, it was like the best.
Yeah, just it's all of it.
Yeah.
Did you ever see any guys, and maybe this didn't happen in New England, but did you ever see any guys maybe play up injuries or a little bit to get a little bit of, like maybe some veterans to just not have to participate as much, or like any little games like that to just kind of conserve energy?
We were pretty good with that.
Yeah.
I remember when I broke my thumb. Bobby Ball is one of my ball guys. I was doing I think I was rehabbing my shoulder, I think. And I was running routes, and I was on PUP. And like, I broke my thumb doing ball drills. And like, I was trying to get back, and they kind of were like, let's just like, at that point in my career, they're like, well, we need you in fucking January. We don't need you in September right now. Can you like, you know what I mean? So like, there's a lot of that.
Yeah.
And there's always, the game is the guys that barely make the team, that whole injury stuff. And I was on that game, but like, I was never, it's, do you cut a guy to put him on, or do you medical redshirt, or do you, do you put him on IR? There's a bunch of those things
games
that
you can play. Yeah.
I was never a part of. I kind of know, but whatever.
You ever see any out of the blue kind of cuts or roster moves that like the team kind of was like, oh shit, like?
Yeah, there was always a joker maker, like a joker card, or what do they call that? There was always like there was always like a surprise make every year.
Yeah.
But
like a Logan Mankins gets traded, or
when you were there for a while, you knew who the guys were gonna like. You could tell by performance how coaches talked, attitudes of certain players, willingness of certain players, rep distribution to those players after doing well in certain things, maybe in a completely different aspect of the game, but you see them get rewarded, take advantage. Like you could see that stuff.
So like a fan might see, oh, that guy got traded or that guy got cut.
A fan could also see like, you know, a guy that has like 1 billion catches, but half of them are like not really it, you know what I mean?
So there wasn't any like big surprise moves because when you're plugged in, you understand the patterns, you understand how it's going. It's nothing
It took
comes
me
out
like
of the blue.
4 or 5 years to realize,
Yeah.
you know, but before that I was like, oh my God, we traded Richard Seymour?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Logan Manx is gone? Oh, what? We cut this guy?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you never know what they're trying to build the team for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and you don't know how, because our team was always different because we wouldn't, it's like standard. All right, you usually always keep 6 receivers, you keep 5 running backs. You know what I mean? Ours, I remember one year, like, we had like 4 receivers going, like, we cut down to 4 receivers because there's also the free agency game of the other teams that your personnel department's been eyeing and scanning to see who's let go in that world.
Yeah.
So it's like an ongoing thing.
Yeah. What's the biggest like faux pas or fuck up you've seen a rookie do?
I mean, anytime like an undrafted guy or a rookie like is late to something, I'm like, I would just turn them off. That means you don't think this is serious enough. Because I remember, like, I literally, for a preseason game when I was like balling already, I remember I lost the keys to my car. And and this was for a preseason game for the meeting that I knew I wasn't playing in. I lost the keys to my car. It was when I lived in Foxborough, and we had a new neighbor, and I had my neighbors were players that were already at the facility.
Yeah, so you were like on an island.
And there was no Uber.
Yeah.
And so I'm literally on an island. I went to a person's house I had no clue of. This new neighbor, I said, hey, I know this is kind of crazy, but I have 22 minutes to get to a place it's going to take me 15 minutes to go through. Now, you're going to say it's going to be 30, but with the way you'll drive with me in the car, we're going to be good on cops. Will you take me to my team meeting? And this person, literally, yes, they took me. They only lived that house for like, they left. But
did you make it on time?
I made it on time, 1 minute. I came sprinting in. Chatio goes, bro, you could have just told me. I would have fucking told you we're good. Like sweating bullets. I think I already had a Super Bowl.
Couldn't you just ride your bike?
Well, no, you can't because it was so. We used to stay like in Walpole or Sheraton 4 Points.
Oh, okay, I got you.
It wasn't where we stayed for training camp.
Yeah, it wasn't. Okay,
different hotel.
Okay, I got you.
I mean, I went through it.
Well, shout out to your neighbor knew who you were, and you were able to be like,
I don't know. Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
they did.
Shout out them.
Shout out them.
What's the biggest improvement you saw someone like maybe a rookie or an undrafted
One
person?
of the biggest improvements I ever saw was James White.
Really?
And it was not just from training camp, but it was from like his first year to his second year.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think he was on IR or something. He didn't play much his rookie year. I think we won a Super Bowl. What year was his rookie year?
He was drafted in
14?
2014. He's a 4th round pick out of Wisconsin.
Yeah.
But he was on that team. So he has 3 Super Bowls, but I don't know how much he played his rookie year. He played 3 games, yeah.
Yeah, and then he went on IR.
Yeah.
And then
No, he didn't play any games.
Yeah, he didn't play any games.
Yeah.
And so when I remember watching him come back from year 2, he looked like a different football player. Like, because he was in that program. When you're not playing, say you're on practice squad or you're hurt, like they have a whole different life. They live with like the wait staff, those guys. And they're like breaking these guys and training these guys like college style training where they have to wake up early, get their workout, their run before they have to do all the football stuff with the team. Like they work the fuck out of those guys. And a lot of those guys that don't bitch and complain about it, that take advantage of it, a la James White, go on to be a lot better because of it. And he is the prime example of that. Someone who, you know, didn't fucking bitch or moan when he was a 4th round draft pick and didn't like really play his rookie year, was going on to a team that went on to win a Super Bowl with Shane Vereen, who caught 13 goddamn passes or whatever.
Record receptions,
You know, we let him go because of James. You know, and then, you know, James did what he did. But like seeing him develop and progress was like, man, he worked his fucking balls off.
No, what are some like fun moments from training camp? Things maybe coaches did this fun. I know you guys would go see movies.
Yeah, we go see movie. They'd break it up. We do like a team movie. I gotta see what movies we did.
Lone Survivor.
We did Lone Survivor, and Wahlberg came and talked to the whole team. They rent out a theater and get all the snacks and stuff for the boys, unlimited. It's so fun when you have that like surprise.
Yeah.
Not, you know what I mean? Now it's like every 4 days you have a day off in training camp. That would be after like 9 days of grinding, maybe 11. You'd make a lineman try to catch a punt. When anytime you got to miss a meeting, or like there was a team thing where we all had to come together to like get out of meetings, that was the best thing in football. Rookie skits. When the older you get, the more you need the rookie skits because it becomes repetitive. I've heard verbatim these same meetings for, you know, 9, 10, 11, 12
no
years.
firearms. Got it. Thank you. Yeah.
Or, you know, you're literally repeating what coach says before he says it, you know, and so like the rookie skits are always just a great breakup. And then you get to also learn your teammates, who's funny of these guys, who thinks they're a little too full of themselves of these guys, who's like got no heart when it comes, like you learn a lot through these rookie skits, you know?
Yeah.
Who's just a straight killer that like wants nothing to associate with this, but plays so good that you're like, okay, fuck it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it puts himself out there to be a part of the team, even though they don't like it.
Yeah, those are the fun things. The movie was great. We did a paintball thing once.
Cool.
Was that OTAs or regardless? We did a paintball thing where we went as a team and paintballed, which was fun.
That's fun.
We used to go to like the bowling alley up at Patriot Place a bunch.
Yeah. Lucky Strike or whatever.
Yeah, and anytime like we'd have our family, we'd have like family days where like you got off meetings early and they'd barbecue and they'd bring in all the floaties for the kids. I remember Lily at a young age getting to bring her, and they'd put them all on in the stadium for the kids, and they're running around, and I'm just sitting there like, man, that had to be so fun as a kid. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, core memories for kids to see that stuff.
Yeah, those are, and then like, you know, just the best thing, you know, like when you're those days when you're older, when practice finished, it was like the best, but it changed on why throughout your career. You know, it was the best because you're shot, you're tired. Like they used to work you and it was hot, you know what I mean? And it was full go, full pad. And then, you know, when you're younger, it's just like to go out and get like the line faster for food, or, you know, like get a sleep bed. You know, by the time you're older, you get to see your little kid come run on the field, and, you know, you get to go engage with the fans and go engage with a lot of the Patriots Foundation organizational people, which, you know, it seems after a long ass day of work, it's, you know, it's a lot, but it was always gives you perspective afterwards. So, you know, and it also gives you the memories. I remember being that kid going to the training camp for the Niners, or the softball games for the Niners. And you know what I mean? And like that's the fun stuff. Getting there early. I love that.
The process, the work.
The process.
Yeah.
Now it fucking sucked and it was a grind. I hated it. Yeah. Like you hate it, but you love it and you need it.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like when you're a parent and your kid has a cough.
Yeah.
You know that they don't like the taste. I have to pin like my kid down to take the cough medicine. Yeah. She's like, I can't hear it. But when the cough goes away, they hate it.
Yeah.
they hate the taste, but the cough goes, it becomes effective. They're like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing, like that hill, when we have to run that fucking hill.
How many times up and down the hill you think you've run?
I mean, a lot. Probably in the thousands.
Thousands.
If you think about it, we'd do like 6 after practices in the off season. You can count that up. So that's 600 in one season ish. You're saying, I don't know, a lot.
Now, was there any sort of like, this is the last question, any sort of like ritualistic thing you guys would do to signify the end of training camp? Like when I played, we did doubles. When our doubles were over, we'd go eat our faces with China Buffet. Shout out Montclair football. They're dead now. But like we just like eating China Buffet was like the end of camp. And now we're going, is like anything you guys would do like ritualistically that would be like, okay, camp's over. Now we're fucking in.
There used to be the craft party.
Okay. In the Cape?
In the Cape.
Yeah.
But it was always a little tricky because sometimes there'd be a guy that would go to the party and that got cut.
Because it's like a more of like a, like would be like a ring thing too, or
no, it's more of like the final team.
Okay.
Goes to, not the final team, but like it's like the start to the season when in theory you're supposed to have your final team in the books, but we always had like moving parts, guys get cut, bring guy in.
Yeah.
So like that was always like you could tell who thought they were comfortable in making the team is who would show up to that party. But there were a couple times where there'd be some guys getting knocked at the party.
Oh, geez.
I think.
Yeah.
But that was kind of like the last, because your family is, again, we're there.
Yeah. Is training, well, I keep saying last one, but actually last one. How is training camp different the year after a Super Bowl versus just a regular training camp?
Yeah, there's a difference because anyone who's new on the team thinks that they're a part of it.
Okay.
And I don't realize how hard it is to get there. And then there's a learning curve for that. And then there's also, there's different situations for each year. Sometimes guys are banged up going into it. Guys get emotional. You get emotionally drained sometimes after a long period of success.
Yeah.
Like the training camps, like what clears the cobwebs. And Bill did a great job of that. And the coaching staff did a great job of that, of always keeping us, some would say a little too good of a job at that, of keeping us level-minded.
Yeah. Okay, cool. That's good. Fans, if you have any more follow-up, I know training camp's a huge subject, so if you have any more questions you want to ask on training camp, maybe we'll do another part of training camp conversations while camp's happening. So anything you want more answers on, shoot them in the comments. We'll do it. And it's comments anywhere, YouTube, Spotify, social media, all that jazz.
Well, that was the Chill Zone. Thanks to our favorite beer, Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door. Visit CoorsLight.com/GWN. Celebrate responsibly. What a game, and thanks again to Lorenzo Neal.
He was awesome.
Freaking
core
hammerhead.
Football guy.
Dude, he looks like he could still go open a hole. He's jacked.
Yeah, stick.
2C thick. And that's been another episode of Games with Names. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. Comment a game you want us to do, and remember, rate and review. Leave us a 5-star review on Spotify while you're there. Remember to follow Games with Names on YouTube, Instagram, X, TikTok, and Snapchat. Leave a comment on the YouTube full episode. We'll read the best ones on future episodes. Leave a message on the hotline. That number is 424-291-2290. And we'll see you guys next week. Games with Names, a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts.